mountain, I look down and see a world I was once underneath. I stand on this mountain and I look down. My mind knows more than it once knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Now you're here. You're here. You're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found me see. Found me see. I climb down this mountain and I look around just to see that everyone used to be me. I climb down this mountain and I look around, my mind embracing more than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth. Now you're here, you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Found me sing. Found me sing. I once was blind, but now I see the beauty of the world before me. Now you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Now you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. And found me sing. Found me sing. Found me sing. Found me sing.
Hello, hello, hello. We got Kimber in the house. We got Doodlebug in the house. Met a mom. Stormy says hello. Hello or hello. 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 Wisdom in the house. Leslie in the house. Phil in the house. Tonight's live may be recorded for quality assurance and training purposes. That is freaking hilarious. That is hilarious. Stephen's in the house. Phil said, please have your copy of your most recent invoice, your account number, 4-digit security code. We will be with you momentarily. Kamba's in the house. There's Mikey. Oh, Phil's sending candy, flowers, and champagne in the Nightbot. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How you doing?
Oh, me?
Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm sorry I wasn't vibing yet.
You weren't vibing yet?
Now I'm vibing. I'm good. How are you?
I'm freaking fabulous. Fabulous in the house tonight. Y'all share this out. Hit the like button. It's for free. For free. It don't cost you nothing to view your entertainment education, true crime purposes over here on the front porch. Welcome to everybody. Get right the chair.
Turn your notifications on so you never miss a live.
Turn them notifications. Hit the little bell. Drop it down.
Hit that bell.
Hit the all. Chapow. You will know. Business.
Ooh,
Our
don't
business.
Don't say she business. You know, she went back to court, you know.
Ooh, Lord.
And she mad. Do you see her look at her attorney?
She stayed mad. Was she big
Ooh,
mad?
she was mad. She business is mad because she got to go for a psyche valve.
Not your business. Your business, my business, your business.
She
Did I
mad.
bookmark that? Let's see if I bookmarked it.
Well, I hope you bookmarked that because she mad.
Let's see here. What do I have in my bookmarks? I did bookmark it for y'all's pleasure.
When you sent me that the other day, I was like, ooh, she done beat up on the guard. She done beat up on the prison people. And Lord, she got to go for a psyche. Her attorney won't even sit next to her because she done bit him and spit on him and beat him up. Oh, Lord.
She's crazy. Look at that big old copyright chair. My Lord. Can y'all see that? Y'all see? Oh, yeah, y'all can see that.
Oh, he's a tall
Let's see what your business got going on.
This be. That's my.
look.
All cuss words are brought to you tonight by my husband in the Tennessee basketball game. Sorry. So Taylor Shabusiness had to go back to court.
Taylor Shabusiness, case number 24.
Because she beat up on somebody.
1048. Appearances.
Good morning, Your Honor. District Attorney.
Ooh, look at that glare.
Taylor
Shabusiness is personally present. She's in custody currently with Attorney Curtis Jelka.
Are we in victim rights compliance?
We are, Your Honor.
We are set here for a preliminary hearing. Attorney Jelka, what is the status?
Your Honor, I have met with Ms. Shabusiness. We're requesting under Wisconsin stats, section 971.14, that she be evaluated by a psychologist or psychiatrist.
And that's based on your personal observations?
Correct.
Is there any objection from state?
Not under these circumstances.
Well, I would note that the court has reviewed the criminal complaint. They would find there's probable cause for purposes of suspending the proceedings to allow for a competency evaluation to be done. We'll order that competency evaluation is done by the department and that we will hold a hearing upon its return. It's my understanding Ms. Shabusiness would like to be present. We'll have her present for all required hearings. Is there anything else from the state?
No, I believe the court indicated that found probable cause from the complaint.
I did.
Nothing additional, thank you.
Defense?
Nothing else, thank you.
All right, with that, we are adjourned.
Lord, she mad. Did you see that glare? Are you on mute?
Just because I attacked somebody with a stapler don't make me crazy. Just because I dismembered a man, put his head in a bucket for his mama to find, don't mean I'm crazy. Kept leg in a crock pot.
Box. See, did you see that glare?
I did. She's a glarer. No pun intended to the glare.
No pun intended to the glare, but dang. Mercy.
I just don't know what to think about her. Can I help you, madam? You want to come say hi? Come on. You gonna say hi? You gotta get your head in the camera.
It's our resident wiener.
No, it's our men pagan.
Oh, it's Bella.
I don't know why she up here. Oh, nope. What are you doing? You can't have my tea. Don't be walking across my desk. You be pushing buttons.
Bella's like, well, you do it.
What is that? What's up here? I don't ever get up here. I'm unsociable. Can I help you, madam?
Bella. Can't
Can't be stepping on my cords now.
Hi, there, love.
Stepping on my cords.
Be
Can't be
straight,
stepping on mommy's
girl.
cords. She's evil. She will bite you in a minute.
Impian. Straight baby.
Right, so we're going to do a Barley ALive tonight. We're going to take a look at this little boy that's missing. It's a very sad case.
Yes, it is.
Let's see if I can pull up. Hi, Miss Barbara. Never late. Always fashionably arrived.
Hi, Miss Barbara. How are you tonight?
Go ahead. I know the girls are in here. They're usually on top of this, but we'll go ahead and drop Miss Barbara's link. If you're not subscribed to Miss Barbara's channel, please take the time to subscribe to Miss Barbara's channel. Hello, Webby. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, I'm honored to have you over here on this side. All right. Let me get one of these. I'm not going to pull up all these links because we'll end up in the damn swamps over here. We'll be plumb out in the swamps with the gators if I go to pulling stuff up.
I ain't going nowhere with the gators because if you know how you
Doodle.
tell the gators, if there's the gators in the water, if the water's wet.
If that water is wet. If that water is wet, there is gator in that water. There is gators in that water. If one of you beautiful ladies that have a wrench could grab Webby's link for me, please, and post that in chat. And I know Doodle won't do this on her own, so I'm fixing to drop Doodle's link as well. And I think she dropped Wisdom. There's Wisdom's link. Go ahead and get Kimber's in there. There's Webby's link. For those of y'all that don't know Webby, I met Webby on Eric's channel. Many of y'all know him as the Docket. She's one of his mods. She's an amazing person, and we need to get her to where she is going live. I need to do a private Discord with her one night so I can teach her how to do the damn thing. Well, there's Avery. Webby.
Oh, Webby.
Yeah, hell, we might do a group StreamYard training. We'll just
because I got to
open up a private StreamYard link.
Yeah, because I got to learn how to do the damn thing too.
We got to get y'all doing the damn thing. All right. Well, see, I got sidetracked. ADHD at its finest. Hope everybody's doing well. Those of y'all that are getting snow and whatnot and so on and so forth. I don't get no snow.
Oh, can you post what? Can you send me Webby's link in Discord, please, Mom?
I can. Give me 1 second.
Thank
to pull
you very
this
much.
flyer up.
And I will sub after the live. Be my pleasure.
I'll send it to you in the Discord. In the Dis of Chords.
And the Dis of Colds.
In the Dis of Chords. The Dis of Chords.
Oh no, the husband has riled the
Right,
pit
let's
bull.
get that pulled up there. Let me link. The husband has riled the pit boo. The pit
The
boo.
The pit boo.
Oh, you have done some? And you made an intro? I'm so proud of you, dude. That is awesome. That's freaking awesome. I'll have to start it. And then what I'll do is after the live, I'll grab it. Juju
Thank
Bones. Hey, honey, I hadn't seen you in a long time. Thank you for coming in. It's good to see you here. Miss Barbara says, I just came in. I'm ready for the snow. I'm excited that have 30 days before spring. Here in Florida, we don't participate in seasons. It's either hot or cold. We don't get them there seasons around here.
Hi, Dandy. Dandy,
I'll have to go back to the replay.
We vibe really well.
We do.
We do. Dandy, I'll post a picture of her. Hi, Stormy. Dandy, I'll post a picture of her in Discord. She's a good pit bull. She's a sweet baby.
If you want to send me a picture on Discord, I'll pull a picture of her up.
Okay, hold on 1 second and I will send it right now.
Avery says she's been watching Megan's trial today. And Avery, we waited, at this point, 5 years to see this trial. And honestly, today, when the specialist lady got on panel, I was so excited. I've literally waited 6 days to see her just tear into the defense's ass, for lack of better words. Hi, Stormy. Thank you for coming in. There's Dandy in the house.
Yep. It is in the Dis of Cord, Mom.
It is in the Dis of Cords.
Yes, it is
You're
in the Dis of Cord.
good, honey. You're good. I totally understand. Everybody has their own stuffs going on. Dandy, do you have any snow? You probably always have snow when the rest of us don't get snow. Dandy was one of my very first mods too, and I was super proud to see her over on the docket with the wrench. That really makes me happy. Yes, I've been dual streaming with Doodle. Doodle's streaming it, and I'm dual streaming with her. Yes, 5 years. The Chief Emmy nailed it right, and I don't want to screw her name up, but she's beast mode. Beast mode. And I think what we might take a look at too tonight is her original testimony on Megan's trial from 3 years ago, because that evidence hearing has a lot of information in it, especially for those that are just grabbing bits and pieces out of the trial. I feel like that evidence hearing is like, I hate to put it this way, y'all, but it's like gold when it comes to a trial like this.
That would
So
be
I
awesome.
think we might watch that clip too. The amazing Mecky went and found it where it's not on a Facebook. So the audio is much better, because I had the Facebook link from when it was originally streamed.
Mm-hmm.
So she went and got us the WJHL, and I've never had WJHL strike me, so we should be okay with that. And we're gonna share the screen. How many of you guys have seen the original evidence hearing with her? Yes, thank you. Dr. Milnesnek Polochan, and I still screwed her name up, so sorry. But this is Kimber's pitbull. Her name is Avie, and she is the Soidus baby. Do you guys want to start out with that hearing? Well, we'll go ahead and we'll start out with Hayden first, and then I'll flip over to that hearing. All right, let me take this down, because that's my Discord. And
that is my pitbull. She is so vicious.
A vicious pitbull. Vicious my ass.
Thank you, Abby.
She is sweet, baby.
She's a hot man.
Let me get my ducks in a row here. Get all my ducks back in a row. Okay, so first I'm going to show Dutchess. Dutchess makes beautiful flyers. You guys know I make flyers as well. Dutchess makes really good flyers, so I'm going to drop Dutchess's link just because Dutchess is awesome. And I'm also going to bring up her flyer and show of Hayden. He does have flyers by the Wthr Foundation and a couple other places as well, but we're going to look at her flyer tonight. Okay, and then we're going to share the screen. This doesn't have any audio, so we're just going to do it like this, because we all know what will happen if I try to play a video on my main big screen over here. And we're going to pull up his little face. Did that not? No, because I didn't share it right. See? Look at that already. I muted myself, shared the wrong screen. We are cooking with grease tonight. Chief Not Chef, yeah. Thank you. You're awesome, Stormy. Thank you for going and grabbing that. She does look scary. Barbara says she's never saw it. It's a vicious pit bull. You saw it, but it was hard to understand. Well, we'll review it tonight. Maybe we can fix it out together. Webby said she's never seen it. Yes, the medical examiner and the chief medical examiner. In my opinion, today at the trial, the medical examiner, she seemed like she was like, I don't know, she almost seemed nervous. Like she didn't comprehend the questions that were being asked, and that really concerns me. Like that, sorry, not being mean or ugly, but it really concerned me how she was stepping over her words. We've only had 2 very light dustings where I'm at. Dressed, it's been in 30 years. Ooh, the dressed, it's been in 30 years. Juju says she's never seen it. Okay, so we'll definitely take a look at that. We will definitely watch that. Yes, we're going to talk about little Hayden. Webby says, yes, Hayden, I would like to get his flyer to post on my channel. It should be on my community wall. What we can do is what I'll do, Webby, is I'll post it again on my community wall. And that way you can go and grab it from my community wall.
Yeah, I know it's on mine.
Because it's on my Twitter too, but is it on yours as well?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I stay active on Twitter, so there's no telling where it is on my Twitter.
No, because you twit a lot.
I do twit a lot.
You do twit a lot.
I like twitting.
I know.
Okay, so
I don't twit a lot. I just
all right, Webby. It is on. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
It's on my community wall now, so you can just pop over to my community wall. We'll pull that up. He's right here on my community wall. And then, as promised, I told Exotic that I would post some pictures for those that are watching the trial. The judge has a little model of this spaceship on his desk. So this is me literally standing under the spaceship. Rocket, shuttle, whatever the hell it is. It's suspended from the ceiling at Kennedy Space Center. And that's Craig. And that's the baby, my stepdaughter. And then, of course, this was me standing back here taking a picture of it. So, as promised, those are also on my community wall. This is a vehicle that they use to drive when they're on other planets. It's an actual vehicle that's left the Earth and come back. So, figured I would just for transparency purposes, that this is me. You guys can see. I don't know where the hell that hoodie is. I just thought about that. Where is that hoodie? I paid a stupid amount of money for that hoodie. Sidetracked. See what happens? All right, so back to the subject matter here. Mom, I just watched it again without breaks, and she did seem nervous. She did to me too, and I've been watching trials for a long time, and she seemed really, really, yeah. You're just a twit. I love to twit. I'm a twit. Hello, Chris. Thank you for coming in. Everybody's saying hi to Chris. If I kiss a hoodie, if you miss a hoodie, you just check your teen's closet. I don't know what I did with that damn hoodie. There's no telling. I'm sure it's around here somewhere. Who the hell knows where it's at? It's probably in a backpack because I'm bad about getting hot and taking it off and shoving it in a backpack. Like, what? Where is that, right? Where is that damn hoodie? I got that at, oh, shit. Ron Johns. Y'all know I ain't from down here. I just had to ask. Okay. Focus. Loosen my hat up here. Missing child, Hayden Ian Lee Manis. Missing since January 11th, 2020 from Muncie, Indiana. Super sad, guys. 2020. It's 2025. It just breaks my heart. The last time Hayden was seen was Christmas Eve of 2019 at the family gathering as great-grandmothers. He was happy and excited. His father was there with him. He was 4.5 years old at the time and living with his father, Dustin Manis. According to Dustin's family, Dustin was kind and gentle, but he had a criminal history that involved drugs, alcohol. His drug use impacted his parenting. Hayden's mother and father lost custody of him in 2016 when he was just a baby. Due to their drug use, Hayden was sent to live with his grandfather. A year and a half later, a judge granted Dustin custody of Hayden. DCS agreed. Hayden's grandfather objected, but he was still returned anyway. Hayden's family tried to stay connected to him, but over time, his visits became less and less. Dustin eventually stopped corresponding with his family. Dustin had told his family that he had moved and was working and doing good. A chance encounter of Hayden's two great-grandmothers one day brought light to the family that not all was well. It was then that the family knew something was not right. Hayden has not been seen by his family for 5 years. Where is Hayden? If you have info, call Delaware County Sheriff's Department at 765-747-7885. And again, I just reposted this to my community wall, so please grab him, share him, do all the things. Put him on your Twitter, put him on your Facebook, put him on all the things, because we never know who might see his picture and it'll jog a memory in their head that say, oh, you know what? I saw that guy at a gas station, or I saw that guy with a baby at the gas station, or something. Sounds like you, Barbara. I have some long johns with a flat black yonder. I love those. I used to have a Mickey Mouse pair. Hi, Miss T. Welcome in. I had a Mickey Mouse pair that had buttons on the back of it, and you could pop the buttons down. I'm not kidding. I was dead serious. When my daughter was alive, this wasn't far from her. So sad. I'm so sorry for your loss, Webby, and it's very, very sad. She told me about this missing little boy. Aw. I'm so sorry, honey. So this is really, really sad, dude. This is really, really sad. And then I have some, you guys know I like to do my own research. And look my own stuff up.
I like
So
that
this
about
is, you like that about me?
Yeah, I kind of
This
like
is
that about you.
crimewatchers.net. Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Mhm. Just a little bit.
I'll drop this link in the chat for those of y'all that want to save this link. It'll also be in the description of the live, as always. See, you think you're getting a dachshund. You get it home and you realize you freaking got a T-Rex velociraptor.
Girly.
Yes. Okay. So let me move this so I don't lose chat. All right. And this is crimewatchers.net. So this is an open source website, just so you guys can see. And then, of course, it says Hayden Manis missing from Muncie, Indiana, 11 January 2020, age 4, reported missing in 2024. So this case gives me serious PTSD. Like, I'm not even kidding. When I heard this little boy, when Arctic shared this little voice flyer, my head literally went to Harmony Montgomery. Like, straight to Harmony's case. It's almost like deja vu. It says, from what I can gather, custody of Hayden was given back to his father around 2019. The rest of Hayden's family hasn't seen him since Christmas of 2019, early 2020. Nothing was reported until earlier this year, sounds like October. Dad apparently said CPS came and took Hayden back to his mom or to foster care. Mom says he never got him back. It sounds like the father may have passed away not too long ago. Well, now we know that the father did pass away from AOD, from drug use. And this breaks my heart. It says, officially, unfortunately, not much official LE information is out there yet. Mostly just social media pleas from the mom and other family for info. This was updated on December 24th, 2024. And then it goes into the comments. And this breaks my heart. Oh my, another one. Looks like the dad passed away on December 15th. This person couldn't find much. How does this keep happening? This is what I thought was interesting about this site. In the matter of paternity of Hayden I.L. Mantis, it's got the case number on there, Blackford, and this is public forum, so I'm not doxing anybody. For those in the bushes, this is a public forum that I did not create. Nightbot will drop my website, so this is not mine. It says it was filed on March 22nd, 2018, decided on March 26, 2018. It has the parties involved, and then it goes on to appearance filed, the paternity and custody support at the parenting time, Dustin G.M. Manis, order on joint verified petition for paternity, custody, support, and parenting time entered, establishing paternity. Petitioner had to have child custody of child, parenting time established. And then it just goes on back down to comments for a minute here. And then we have another state of Indiana file. Again, this is public forum. And this was on December 4th of 2024. It was narcotic drug possession of methamphetamines, possession of paraphernalia, introducing a controlled substance into a body. State of Indiana, last name was Manis. And then it just goes on to into more comments. So this is really super interesting. And this is what I was trying to get down to. Look at that face, y'all.
Such a sweet face.
Look at that face. Look at that baby. Look
Such
at
a
that
sweet
baby.
little
Let's see if we
face.
have any questions. I've got two weenies over here. Mine wouldn't start barking last night. I literally had to get out of bed and sleep on the couch with them. Aw, you're so welcome, Webby. Thank you for being here. I'm so honored to have you over here tonight. Mine are like children, too. It does. It sounds like so many people failed this poor little boy. Absolutely. So you guys have seen me. You guys have heard me say this. I don't know how many times if you're regular to the channel. If you know somebody that is struggling and they have children, whether they are small children, whether they are teenage children, and you have not seen or heard from those children, please reach out. You know what is completely not illegal to do and is encouraged in situations like this? It's called a wellness check. It's called a wellness check. The police will go over, knock on the door, make sure everybody's kosher and everything's fine, and they leave. Nobody goes to jail. Nothing crazy happens. It's called a wellness check. This could have been reported years ago instead of us just now finding out that this baby's missing thanks to Dutchess posting a flyer about this baby. And I don't know if somebody came to her, one of her subs, one of her mods, and then the Awareness Foundation posted his flyer, and all the other big groups start posting their flyer, his flyer. This is how the traction gets moved in cases like this, is being a good community. Yes, I did see every skeletal remains were found in Tennessee. I'd like to know about the skeletal remains that were found like 3 months ago in Tennessee that we never heard about as of yet.
Yeah, this is the second body. This is the second skeletal remains they found in East Tennessee, going east, because Cumberland County's east.
Miss T, you want a wiener dog until you get one. They are heathen.
Yeah, they are
They're
heathen.
sweet baby. So CPS lost him. In my opinion, I would say CPS probably never checked in. Because if he moved, what happens is these CPS cases are by state by state. So like the case in Collin, you have a CPS case in one state. What do? Well, you move to a different state. and then your baby's gone and missing for months or years, and nobody finds out about it until the true crime community gets a hold of it.
Right. And see,
Sadly, that's how it happens.
That's what's amazing to me. And here's what amazes me about that. They can track warrants they can track somebody if they have warrants from state to state. Okay. So why can't they track CPS from state to state? It can't be that freaking hard, people. Come on now. It can't be that hard if there's a CPS case from one state to the other. So it can't, if somebody has a warrant in one state and they can track that, it can't be that hard to track a CPS case from one state to another. It really can't. If you can track warrants, you can, and they've got computers, they got computers. So it can be, so CPS cases from one state to the other can be tracked.
Exactly. We have NCIS. Oh, she done got yeeted off panel, y'all. Kimber got on her soapbox and got yeeted out the window. She'll be back. I hope. She might have got a phone call. But she's right. I can commit a crime here in Florida and drive to California, and if it's a felony, they can find me. But they can't take care of our children. I told y'all she'd be back.
Yeah, I hit a button.
I told you, out the window as soon as she had got on a good soapbox and was telling us about it.
But yes, I feel that if they can track criminals from state to state, if they can keep up with this and they can keep up with that, then they can track CPS from state to state. Tell me they can't. I call bullshit. Bullshit.
Christmas of 2019, allegedly early 2020, Miss T.
And there has to be a way, because here's the thing. Whatever happened to this child, that secret, there's probably one person that knows, and that was his father. And his father probably, unfortunately, took that to his grave.
Mm-hmm. And he's dead.
And he's gone. So, we don't know, and nobody may never know. We may never know what happened to this child. So,
Nope.
And he's been missing for 5 years. So, And, obviously CPS, you can basically say CPS lost him, because this was obviously once again, a reunification. And CPS thought it was okay to reunify him with his father. It's not I think before CPS reunifies them with any parent, whether it be neglect, whether it be living conditions, whether it be anything, I think that before they reunify them with any parent, that parent should have to show for a year that they have their life together. A year, a solid year, that you can keep your house clean, that you can keep food in your refrigerator, that you can keep all of this going for a solid year. Not 2 months, not 3 months, a solid year. Prove it for a year. Prove for a year that you can hold down a job, that you can keep your kids, that you can keep your house clean for a year. Don't show me 3 months. Show me a year. Anybody can do it for a couple of months. Show me a year.
Exactly. It's teetotal horseshit. And I agree with Webby 100%. I think it was Webby that said it. No, it's T. My apologies. Miss T says so many kids disappeared in 2020. And how many times have you heard me up here saying this? The beer flu gave these abusers the right to do this behind doors. And then now, 5 years later, we're finding out that all these kids are missing or murdered.
That was a huge time for abuse and DV too, or a huge time for DV, because they were home.
Holly Carter.
They weren't going to school every day. You know, they weren't, so there was nobody to report. And it just enabled is what it did.
Yeah, it did. 100%. It gave them the right to do it behind doors.
Right. But I think that the year is a good idea with unannounced drop-ins often. And if they don't, I think unannounced drop-ins ought to be at least twice a month, if not more.
Let me tell you what, I'm from Kentucky, and don't you think for a second they don't do unannounced, and they make you piss in a cup right there with them standing there. Like they don't watch you, but they pop in your house and you will piss in a cup. You don't have a choice. You will piss in this cup or we're going to take your kids.
And if you, but I think the year is an excellent idea. And if you don't, and if they drop by one time and your house ain't clean, then it goes from that time. Then it goes from the time that if it's 3 months and you ain't keeping if you keep your house clean for 3 months and then they drop by and it's a horrible mess again, then the year starts from that time. And it just it just keeps going on out until you can get your life straight. Because obviously if you can't get it straight, then you don't want your kid. So let somebody that wants a kid.
You're not doing the hard work.
You're not doing the hard work to keep your kid. So if you're not doing the hard work to want to have your kid, let somebody that can't have a child, that really wants a child, that would treat that child properly and give them a loving home, let them take care of that kid.
Exactly. And Webby, the hugest shout out to you. She says, I'm raising my grandson because we didn't want him to be placed in the system. Big shout out to all the grandparents that take their grandchildren in and take care of them. Yeah, people need to start standing up. Absolutely. Look here, Wisdom did the same thing too. Stormy says she couldn't agree more. And they call and tell you they're coming. Exactly. They call you 2 or 3 days ahead of time and say, hey, we're going to do a home visit. They call you a week ahead of time and say, hey, we're going to do a home visit. And give these parents time to clean up their house or go get their kid from whoever freaking else is down the road that's got them, or a friend, or, and then it's bullshit. They need to do pop-up visits like they do in Kentucky.
I think that they ought to have pop-up visits. Don't warn them. Why warn them? If you're wanting them to get their life straightened out, why warn them? Why warn them?
Exactly. Barb says they did this to one of my nephew's baby mama. She went to jail. She's been for 3 years now. Shout out to her. But because they made her stay clean for a year, shout out. Absolutely shout out for doing that.
Right.
And that was in Indiana.
But see, they made her stay clean for a year before she could get her kids back. That's what I'm saying.
I hope they do. I hope Dodge does go and revamp the CPS, because that's definitely what we need. It's like a lot of people don't realize that CPS here in Florida, their paycheck comes from the local law enforcement with the county that they work in. That's not state based. That's not a government thing. That's here in Florida. They are considered a police officer. Doodle coming in with the strong. Yes, ma'am.
And the thing is,
your grandmother took care of you.
CPS wants to go, well, we don't have enough workers. We don't have well, you know what? Train some people properly and get some more workers then.
Oh, Lord, Webby, we didn't mean to get your blood pressure up. Bring them top numbers down, ma'am. Bring them down. Bring them down. I hope and pray this 3 years will do something with all this missing and trafficking going on. Absolutely. I hope so too. And Nightbot says, please leave your DNA on that like button. Right. So this is a video clip of the family. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys, I'm not family bashing by any means, but I feel like every person in this video failed this baby. I'm just putting it out there. Y'all make your own decision. Don't feed off of me. I fought them giving my grand back to his mother. She was a mess. See? And we shouldn't have to do that as grandparents. You know, I honestly have to say, thank God that my grandson's mom is a good person that works and takes care of him. But they do make them go through classes. Yeah. But are the classes enough? Because it doesn't seem like that. I won't leave my DNA, so I left Mikey's. Dude. All right, so I'm going to play this video. I don't give out trigger warnings over here, but just be aware. Doodle what?
Doodle's afraid she'll leave her touch DNA and we'll get her jammed up somehow.
Well, you get to keep your touch DNA on your own device. Look here. Look here. Avery said she left her Doodle's touch DNA because hers is top secret, and Mikey came in with smash. I have custody. His mom is really not in the picture, barely calls him. That's very sad. That's very sad. And I'm sure many of you guys have heard the stories of how I have a daughter. Mom is non-existent, which is, in my opinion, for the better. But it's not the better for a teenage girl that's growing up that could use her mama in her life. They could call her at any time of the night, and she would have to go take a drug test for a year before she got clean. That's awesome, and that's the way it should be. Doodle was in the bushes. You know there's spiders in them bushes.
Yes,
told y'all Doodle wasn't innocent.
The baby has you, and you are a very strong mother role model for her. So,
you know, and thank God that, you know, and I'm not tooting my own horn, but thank God she has me. Yes. And she has her grandmother that she loves dearly. You know what I mean? Because God forbid these dirtbag mamas are there for their kids. All right, so I have to move this to this screen, guys. So give me just a second to flip screens. Because if I try to do it from that one, you guys aren't going to have any audio. There'll be no audio. Where are we at? We're right here. I know it didn't pop an ad up on me. Look at that, y'all. Can't get a good news channel anymore. All right, let's end this.
A little boy, nowhere to be found.
And there's been no sign of it.
Allegations of horrible abuse.
I just hope it isn't true. What he went through.
And now, a desperate search for answers in a case that's baffling investigators.
Where is Hayden Manis?
That's the question that we ask ourselves every day.
Tonight, 13 investigates a missing child. Here's what makes this case so unusual. This little boy has been missing not just a few days or weeks or even months. That boy's been missing for years. And it's only now that his disappearance is coming to light. Our senior investigative reporter, Bob Siegel, joins us tonight to break down this disturbing story that raises so many questions.
He really is adorable, Doodle.
It sure does. The biggest question, what happened to Hayden? Hayden Manis has not been seen in more than 5 years, and both his family and police now fear the worst.
I love you, Cookie.
Cell phone videos and pictures. These are what Hayden's family now clings to after realizing this little boy is nowhere to be found.
I miss him dearly.
Oh, what did it do to us? Dude, that's why I don't like using these freaking news channels like this. That's frustrating as hell. Hang on, y'all. This wasn't me. Was not me. Man, that's frustrating. We'll pull the video back up for us. Give me just a second to get the video back. Boy, that's pain. Why they do you like that? Here, I tell you what, we'll play it from here. And then I'll have to fool with their freaking half-working website.
No sound.
You gotta be kidding me. Oh, that is so frustrating. Dude. There's no sound. Hang on. Girly got up here walking across my friggin' keyboard. All right, y'all can tell me if y'all can hear this. Well, shit.
To be found.
And there's
Can y'all hear it now?
Yes.
Okay.
no sign of it.
Allegations of horrible abuse.
I just hope it isn't true what he went through.
And now, a desperate search for answers in a case that's baffling investigators.
Where's Hayden Manus?
That's the question we ask ourselves every day.
Tonight, 13 investigates a missing child. Here's what makes this case so unusual. This little boy has been missing not just a few days or weeks or even months. That boy's been missing for years. And it's only now that his disappearance is coming to light. Our senior investigative reporter, Bob Siegel, joins us tonight to break down this disturbing story that raises so many questions.
It sure does. The biggest question, what happened to Hayden? Hayden Manus has not been seen in more than 5 years, and both his family and police now fear the worst.
I love you, Pookie.
Cell phone videos and pictures. These are what Hayden's family clings to after realizing this little boy is nowhere to be found.
I miss him dearly.
Hayden's grandfather and 3 of his aunts met with 13 investigators to share their grief,
Oh God.
to ask the public for help,
Just give us some answers.
and to try to make sense of how a 4.5-year-old just disappeared. When's the last time you saw Hayden?
Christmas Eve, 2019, at our family gathering.
He was getting presents. He was excited. That was the last time.
When Hayden left his great-grandmother's house that Christmas Eve in 2019, he was with his father, Dustin, who has a criminal history involving drugs and alcohol. In fact, Hayden's father and mother both lost custody of their 1-year-old son after they tested positive for cocaine. Police also found Hayden and his father in a motel room littered with heroin. That's when Hayden went to live with his grandfather, Gary.
He's a good kid. I never had any trouble out of him the whole time I had him.
But 1.5 years later, after Hayden's father served his sentence and completed treatment and counseling, a judge ordered Hayden be returned to his father.
I begged them not to give him back. It wasn't my choice. They wouldn't even let me speak in court.
At that point, Hayden was about to turn 3. His father took him to visit his aunts and uncles and cousins every once in a while, but those visits started getting further apart. After the Christmas get-together in 2019, the visits stopped completely, even though Hayden's relatives kept trying, texting Dustin to invite him and Hayden to family gatherings.
At least every month I would message him, can you come and do this?
Can you and Hayden come have dinner with us? And he would respond with, we'll try. Everything's fine. We're okay. Hayden's fine. We'll try to make it. But we never did get to see him. He never came.
And that's how things were for years, until this past September, when some of Dustin's family members discussed not seeing Hayden in a long time and started getting suspicious. They asked police to check on Hayden. Police found us not his son. Story died police ago, and today Hayden is still missing.
Where nobody can come up with Hayden, the last person that was responsible for him, but everybody didn't find out where he was. And that's when we realized, I think,
Something terrible had happened.
Yeah.
Where's Hayden Manus?
That's the question we ask ourselves every day.
Eric Hoff is a prosecutor in Delaware County, where sheriff's investigators have been trying to locate Hayden for 5 months. They started by interviewing Dustin, who claimed DCS showed up one day several years ago and took Hayden away to go live with his mother. Did Hayden go back into the custody of the Department of Child Services?
No, that was disproven quite easily, quite quickly.
Did Hayden go back to his birth mom?
No, we knew that was a lie. He was not telling the truth.
Investigators know what did not happen, but figuring out what did happen, that's been far more difficult because Hayden was missing for years before police ever learned of his disappearance.
To say that has complicated this case is an understatement. To get the call in 2024 that you've not seen a child since 2020 is a huge hurdle.
And that's not the only challenge for detectives. In November, Muncie police arrested Hayden's dad on more drug charges after they found Dustin with heroin and meth. He spent a few weeks in jail before posting bond. 4 days later, Dustin Manus died from a drug overdose.
Just because Dustin Manus is dead does not mean the investigation is dead. We're still going forward.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill, guys. Extension, and it basically
13 Investigates has learned detectives have searched this Muncie house and removed potential evidence from inside. It's the last place Hayden was known to be living with his father and his dad's former girlfriend. Detectives interviewed that former girlfriend and some of her family members before they moved out of state a few weeks ago. No one has been able to lead police to Hayden, and no one has been charged in his disappearance. How can something like this even happen? How can a little boy just disappear and no one knows where he is or what happened to him? How is something like this possible?
There's very few ways that it's possible. An adult can disappear. Kids aren't like that. Kids don't have passports. Kids can't travel. Kids Hayden's age just don't go somewhere. A child can only go missing in very few ways, none of which are voluntary.
You suspect something terrible has happened?
Yes.
Do you think Hayden's alive?
No, I don't think he's with us anymore. No, I don't believe he's alive.
I do not know. Not after talking to the police, I don't.
The family says since the investigation began, they've heard stories that Hayden was badly abused and neglected inside this house before he went missing.
I just hope it isn't true, what he went through.
Things you've heard are incredibly disturbing.
Disgusting.
Horrifying.
The investigation is ongoing, so at this point, detectives and the prosecutor are not releasing specific details. What we've heard has been shared with police is pretty horrible details and information.
I would agree. It's haunting. It's definitely haunting some of the facts in this case.
Do you have any reason to believe that Hayden is still alive?
Based evidence that I've seen in the interviews that have been conducted, I do not have a reason to believe that. There are very few days I come to this office and I don't think of Hayden Manis. So this case is on my mind and it's on the investigator's mind on a daily basis. We're not going to stop until we get to an answer. We need to know the truth.
Again, we realize there are so many questions, Scott, questions police are still trying to answer.
I mean, Bob, surely somebody out there's got to know something about this.
Investigators think so. In fact, Hayden was just recently added to the National Registry of Missing and Exploited Children. He'd be 9, almost 10 years old right now.
That's his nickname flyer.
If you have any information about Hayden or his disappearance, any piece of information,
and there's the phone number to the investigators.
No matter how small, contact the Delaware County Sheriff's Investigations Unit. We've got that number on the screen and on our website. And certainly we are going to follow up on this case very closely to share any new developments as soon as we get them.
All right, Bob Siegel with 13 Investigates. Thanks.
Okay. So we're going to close that out. That link's in the chat. And of course, it will be in the description. Doodle says, who told them he was tortured? So we're going to take a look at some stuff that was sent to me by Dago that Mama Bear had found. And I'm also going to, that was aired. Shit, maybe I should have checked it. It was aired, wasn't too long ago, maybe like a week ago. Hang on, I'll tell you. And then I've got some stuff, some screenshots that I want to show you guys.
Hey, Mackie. So this raises a lot of questions because I have questions. I have questions because I mean, no, I know you're going to show some more stuff.
Go ahead with your questions.
Because okay, so he was found that the father was found in a hotel room with him with heroin and stuff too. So there's also the possibility, and I mean, I don't know about they're investigating the abuse, of course, right? But there's also the possibility that he could have gotten into his daddy's drugs.
It's very possible.
I mean, because obviously if he was found in a hotel room with heroin around, you know, I'm just thinking, you know, that was the first thing when I heard that. Well, there's a possibility he could have gotten into his daddy's drugs. And he was a baby. He didn't know.
Yo. And you think Leilani Simon, they were doing soda with the babies right there, but it was on a high dresser. So, you know, these parents, they don't deserve these kids. I'm sorry. And I'm not addict shaming by any means. I live with a recovering addict. I'm a recovering addict myself. I have over 25 years clean. Not shaming by any means, but damn, reach out and get help.
But, and he should have, and his father was still willing to let, and just like his father said, he didn't want him to go back. But the thing is that, and I'm not shaming the family either, but if I didn't see my grandson and I knew, and they had given him back to my son who was doing drugs, I would have been suspicious long before that. That's all I'm saying. And that's by no means shaming the family at all. But I would have been checking up. But I just think he could have got into his daddy's drugs and something could have happened and the dad didn't want to have to deal with that. You know,
It's very
telling somebody what actually happened.
And what's so damn sad is what you said earlier. We'll never know. Because Dustin is dead.
Yep. And I think Dustin knew, and he carried that secret to his grave with him.
Oh my God. Juju says a lady in Kentucky called 911 because her baby had a meth baggie in its mouth and was arrested. It was a shame she let it happen, but thank God she was the one that cared enough to call 911. Fact. Shout out to the people in Kentucky. Shout out to that mom for sucking it up and calling the fucking law and saying, hey, I screwed up. My kid's got something that's going to kill it in its mouth. Right. Consequences suck, but that's life. Okay, so this was sent to me. This is allegedly, and I don't have it in my Nightbot, but you guys are all adults. You know, don't contact docs anybody this is a public forum. It's from Facebook. So again, I'm not doxing anybody. It's from a public forum. But Doodle, if you're still here in the bushes, this is where it came from. Major trigger warning. Do not read if you want to have nightmares that my family and I have been dealing with since a few days after I asked the cops to go check on Hayden. Okay, this is going to start some much shit, but you know me, I don't fucking care. Hayden is dead. His piece of shit father, Dustin Manis, and his ex-girlfriend, Crystal Hall, tortured and murdered him. They put him in hot baths. They beat him with chains. They starved him. They locked him in a dog cage. When it got so bad off that he was near death, losing all of his bodily functions, Crystal and Dustin argued about what to do with him. Dustin drug him out of the dog cage, lifted him up, slammed him onto the floor, killing him. They then put him in a closet for a few days, then in a box, 6 trash bags around it. They put Hayden in the backyard to rot for 6 months. Then Crystal took his body to her job at a gas station and threw him away like trash. Dustin admitted to everything, and it was all recorded, and the cops have the recording. For whatever reason, they haven't, I guess that's done anything. But thankfully, Dustin was bailed out of jail and overdosed and died. Hayden will get no justice, but I want people to know about Crystal. They thought of her dating another man with a kid was doing this again. Can't be on my conscience. I wish hell was real and that Dustin is burning right now, but he got the easy way out and Hayden didn't. Again, this is a Facebook post. Do your own research. Do not know if it's real or not, but this is allegedly a extended, and I'm going to leave it at that, family member. I did dig her. I did find out what she's supposed to be a family member and how, but again, not going to talk on it because I don't know for sure. Right, own it. You're very welcome, Doodle. Stormy says, I remember seeing a video of a mom with her kid at the hospital, and the toddler literally had a baggie in its little hands. They removed the child immediately. She blamed the father. Wow. That's what real moms do. Hope she gets help. Absolutely. Stormy, I felt the same way. But again, she is speaking out. Absolutely. But how much truth is in this? Is it a post out of anger? I don't know. Either way, it's very sad for somebody to put that on social media. This is his NaMUs. When it loads, this is his NaMUs. This will also be in the description. I will also drop this in chat. That way you guys have access to it from chat. I always put my replay back on my chat. So if you come back and need to grab something out of the live, it's always in the chat as well as the description. It tells how old he is. Was 4 years old. Hayden Ian Lee Manis, male, 3'4", 50 pounds. January 2022 was the last contact. September 9th, 2024 was when this NaMUs was created. Hayden was last seen on January 22nd, 2020. Brown hair, blue eyes, and no hair color or any that irritates me. But I mean, some of these law enforcements, you know, God forbid they do their damn jobs. And again, like I said, I'm not going to make you guys listen to me read through all this. But this is the website, thecrimewatchers.net. It will also be in the description as well. And that way you guys can read through this. One little piece that I did think was interesting was looking for evidence. 13 Investigates learned that detectives sent multiple search warrants related to the disappearance of Hayden. Sheriff's deputies of the hometown of Eaton, where Dustin periodically lived in the recent last year, and another house in Muncie where Hayden and Dustin lived along with Dustin's former girlfriend and members of the girlfriend's family. That home is the last place Hayden was known to be living, but several neighbors told News 13 Investigates they never saw him. I've lived here since 2021. This is in quotation, so this would be a neighbor, not me. I've lived here since 2021. I'm around here all day. I've never seen a little boy running around over there, said Tracy Hagel, who lives across the street from the house. If a little boy was there, I would have seen him. Another neighbor told 13 News. He had seen two young girls, daughters of Dustin's former girlfriend, playing outside the home, but had never seen a young boy. Hoffman confirmed detectives conducted several interviews with Dustin's former girlfriend and her father, who owned the house. They also searched the yard and removed items from inside the house when they served a search warrant in September. Since the investigation began a few months ago, and again, this was December of 2024 when this website was created and updated, 13 News reached out to both of them. We have not spoken to the girlfriend, but her father told 13 Investigates that he and his daughter both have cooperated with investigators and know nothing about Hayden's disappearance. He also said that detectives took flooring from the bathroom of his house and that his family's move was planned long before police started asking questions. No one has been able to lead the police to Hayden. No one has been charged in his disappearance. So this part right here where they took part of the bathroom floor, again, severe PTSD from Harmony's case. Mickey says it's terrible, the world we live in, but as always, strive to do the right thing. That's all we can do. Absolutely. And I agree, Miss T. OMG is knocking it down. Okay, so that link will also be in the description for you guys to take a gander at that on your own. This was some information that I found on the face of books. Again, please do not contact, dox anybody. So this is someone else that posted, says, this is my nephew, Hayden Ian Lee Manis. If anyone has seen him at any point in time, please message me with any information. I'm going to stop there. Law enforcement has asked, do not contact this family. And that's per law enforcement. They do not want people contacting this family. So do not message this woman if you have information. There's some of the last pictures I have of him. CPS gave Hayden back to his dad, Dustin Manis, my brother, about a year after he got him back. He had cut contact with us in the Christmas of 2019 was the last time I had seen Hayden personally. He said that he thought we were all trying to take Hayden away from him and was mad at us, so we were no longer allowed around Hayden. Hayden is now missing. It's very important. If anyone has any information, please reach out to, do not reach out to this family. Reach out to Delaware County Police Department. And here's the little pictures that she shared. Okay.
If they took part of that floor, there was a reason. They just don't go into a home. They just don't go into a house and cut up floors.
Yep. They took floors, Stormy. And again, that's from a website forum. So, as I always say, do your own research. That link will also be in the chat. I can't put these pictures in the chat. That's why I'm kind of pulling them up where you guys want to screenshot them. These came from Facebook if you want to go pull them yourself and get your own screenshots. I know of this case, but the in and outs of it, he's so precious, I'll never understand. Stormy, I'm with you. I'll never understand either. And so far, the in and outs of it is the family didn't say anything for 4 years. The little boy hasn't been seen. His dad OD'd. His mom's non-existent in his life. And the girlfriend and her dad, where he was last allegedly living, don't live there anymore. They've moved out of state.
Well, apparently the grandfather had custody of him for what, a year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but reunification steps in. Another
Yeah.
child gone because of fucking reunification.
Yep.
This just goes on to say pretty much the same thing we've all already read. This is a local reporter that has reported on the case. So that you guys want to screenshot that, or again, this can be found on Facebook. This was another picture that another post that I grabbed from the same lady of the first post that talked about the torture that we read the first one. Has anybody in Blackford County or Easton, Indiana seen this kid? His name is Hayden Manis. His father is Dustin Manis. My aunt was married to Dustin's father a few years ago. We were told today that no one has seen Hayden for years. We just want to make sure he's okay. He would be older than these pictures. He would be around 9 years old. So there's who she is for those of y'all that wanted to know who she was in relation. This is pictures of the baby. This is the dad. So I'll pull that up where you guys can screenshot it, snip it, come back to the live, refer to it. Again, post came from the Facebooks. Hi, Lisa Joe. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for being here. Mickey, thank you for being here. Web, you still hanging in here with us?
Y'all just remember, please do not dox or contact any of these people.
Anybody. Don't say mom said it was okay, because it ain't okay. Don't. And that's mainly for the people in the bushes, not my community that's regularly here. But law enforcement has requested that you do not, if you have any tips, under no circumstances do you contact this family.
Contact law enforcement.
All right. So moving on, as promised, and Mickey's in chat, so we can personally give her a shout out for finding the article, so we don't have to listen to the crappy audio on Facebook, because that was the only link that I had.
Shout out to Mickey.
This is baby Evelyn. I have been going in and changing out my thumbnails to this picture. This was the memorial that was left at her memorial. Yeah, Mickey's rock star, guys. Mickey's OG to the channel. Thank you for putting this flyer on your page, Rebby. You rock, my dear. Doxing people is lame. Don't do it. I love it, Stormy. Mickey's freaking awesome. If she's even still in here, she's a busy woman. She's probably lurking in the bushes. Okay, so we're going to pull this up. I had to pull it up on this side because you guys won't have audio if I do it on that side.
No, Mickey is in chat.
Is she here?
Or she was.
Yes, she'd be popping in and out. She might be in the bushes. But I had the link for the crappy Facebook audio that you could barely hear. And Mickey, Techie, the most awesome, absolutely, Miss Barbara just took the words right out of my mouth. My rock star. Grabbed a link with some good audio on it. Again, for those of you guys that have been here, part of the community, if you're not a part of the community and you're not subbed up to Doodlebug, please sub up to Doodlebug. We're really trying to lift her up, help her grow her channel. She's doing amazing things for the missing. And she's also running Megan Boswell, the Monster Bitches trial. You grab this link for the head Emmy lady that I love so dearly. And thank you for doing that. She's just confused what she did. Because I had the crappy Facebook one with the crappy audio. And I give credit where credit is due. You know that, ma'am. I told y'all she stays busy. Hi, Molly. See Doodles in the bushes. I told you there's spiders in bushes. Chris warned you there's snakes in them bushes.
Hi, Molly.
All right, so we're going to pull this down. We're going to stop sharing. I'm going to turn my camera off so maybe the swamp signal will take over. Looks like it ate my avatar. Oh, look, I'm back. I almost sung Eminem for y'all. Is it going to take 27 years to load? Probably. Okay. Let's see. Let's go over here. Hit this button and this button. We're hitting buttons, y'all. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, and then we're going to get rid of this ad. We're going to make this bigger. Okay, shout out to WHL is the local channel there in Tennessee. They have done amazing work on Evelyn's case. They did phenomenal work on keeping themselves in mainstream media. So shout out to them. You point me in the right direction. Love you, ma'am. That's what teamwork is for. Teamwork makes the dream work. Doodle said there was cake in them bushes, but I haven't found it yet. Doodle always has good cake. Molly, I hope you're feeling better, honey. Molly hasn't been feeling good, guys, so if you say a prayer, send up positive vibes. Do the damn thing for Molly. Let's send her positive healing. All that stuff. All right, so let's watch this. Are we ready? Kimber, you ready?
I'm ready, girl.
Okay, I think this is the long clip too. Is this the long clip? I thought this was the long clip. Let's see.
Continuing to follow new developments after the woman accused of killing her 15-month-old baby appeared in court this afternoon.
At Megan Boswell's hearing today in Bluntville, a judge heard arguments over whether certain photographs could be used as evidence and shown to jurors when the case goes to trial. Megan Boswell's accused of killing her then 15-month-old daughter, Evelyn, over 2 years ago. Now she faces 2 counts of felony murder and is accused of lying to investigators. Her daughter's remains were found on a family member's property.
A forensic pathologist said Evelyn's cause of death was asphyxia, and a TBI agent said her found inside of a trash can in a playhouse.
Ansley Daniel has been in the courtroom throughout the day monitoring the graphic testimony. Ansley, let's go through the developments that came out of the hearing today.
Well, Josh and Sarah, a lot of information came out of this 3-hour hearing today that detailed the photos of the night that Evelyn was found. Now, the purpose of today's hearing was to decide which photos could be used in trial. They were only described in testimony. The testimony revealed that Evelyn died of asphyxiation or suffocation. The state did bring in a forensic pathologist to explain how these photos reveal her cause of death, along with how decomposed her body was when it was found. It explained that Evelyn was found inside of a playhouse, but her body was wrapped in aluminum foil, then inside what is described as a thick fleece blanket. She was then put in a trash bag and placed upside down in a garbage can.
What's really important for me was to show the placement of the foil and how tightly actually one can see the outline of the head and upper body with the foil being attached. So it's not foil from somebody, I don't know, Barbara, some to the child is actually wrapped around the child.
The photos also show indentions on Evelyn's head and body from foil and blanket, and show that her body was in a position the pathologist said wouldn't breathe. The court did have to take a recess before getting deep into that testimony today because Megan Boswell hadn't seen the photos before today's hearing. She was visibly crying when she walked back in the courtroom this afternoon.
Horseshit.
The pictures that we went back and went through are very graphic and just very disturbing. And, you know, she reacted the way I would expect any of us to. You know, it was very upsetting. Unfortunately, I've had opportunity to look at those pictures over and over again.
The photos weren't the only point of contention today. Court started by Boswell asking for a new attorney. She and Sproles told the judge that they are not on the same page when it comes to this case, and all came to a head today as he said they weren't able to effectively prepare for this hearing. The judge denied that request, but said that could change depending on how they work together in the future. The judge only decided to omit a handful of photos from the trial. He said in his eyes, especially after today's testimony, they are all relevant when it comes to finding out what happened to Evelyn Boswell. In Blunteville, Ansley Daniel, News Channel 11.
And I'm over here on mute.
It's so heartbreaking. It's absolutely.
Y'all didn't hear a damn word of what I said.
No.
I said horse shit. The bitch was crying because she's caught. And I'm glad she got to keep her shitty defense attorney.
And I think that that's her problem. I don't think she's crying because I think she's crying. It's not a case of she's upset because of what she did. I think she's upset because she got caught.
She's pissed because she got caught. She's upset because she got caught. She's not upset because of what she did to that baby. She's a fucking monster. She's an absolute monster. And y'all already know what's coming. No normal parent does this to their child. No normal human being does this to their child.
Let's see, I don't know. Let me think. Let me knock on Mr. Noggin. Who could trick us into doing that? Could have been Satan.
He's got to be a public. Is he a public defender?
Yeah, I'm sure he is a public pretender. Defender.
Because I know that her dad wouldn't. I'm sure her dad did not hire her an attorney because I'm sure her dad don't even want to look at her. Because her dad is tore up.
This, as far as I know, Webby, this is her attorney. She didn't get to change attorneys. The judge said no. Y'all figure it the fuck out.
Yeah, that's
Pardon
why
my French. There will be adult language.
That's why I think he's a public defender because if he was a paid attorney, she would have every right to fire her attorney. So that's why I think he's a public defender. Because if he was a paid attorney, she would have every right to fire her attorney and get a new one. But I think he's a public defender.
I agree, Dandy. The only time Megan used that trash can it was to throw Evelyn away.
Oh,
Excuse the language. It's just heartbreaking. Mecky, you're fine, honey. Like I said, there's gonna be some adult language.
Mecky, my son's 33, and I can tell you right now, there's not a moment since the time he was born I'd give my life now for him. So.
And I agree, Juju Bones, and she should keep her shitty attorney. Hell, he can't even get up off his ass long enough to cross-examine people. I don't got no questions. No questions. No questions. No, you don't, because you ain't competent enough to have fucking questions, bub.
Well, you know why he ain't got no questions. He knows his client's guilty. He knows she's guilty as fuck. What's he gonna ask? What's he gonna ask? What's he got to cross-examine with? Bitch done confessed.
She irks the fucking Lord out of me. Oh, none of these babies asked to be here.
I want to spit in her face.
I put in chat yesterday what I wanted to do to her on YouTube. Grab my comment. I said I want to take her eyes out with a rusty spoon. In my opinion, allegedly.
I got that melon baller thing, you know.
Hey. Fret me with a good time. After all those texts today, I don't see how they will blame Hunter. And that makes me mad too, Juju Bones. What the hell is... I understand that, as a defense attorney, you have to have a villain other than the villain that's sitting beside you. But they need to leave Hunter the fuck alone. Hunter's not on trial here. Megan is. And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah, they're definitely...
I don't know what I did that was funny.
They're definitely trying to put Hunter on trial here, and he's not on trial here.
defense said so far they've proven she's a liar, not proven that she's a murderer. I'm not a parent. I would give my life to save a child. Absolutely. Mouthful of marbles. Oh, I was under the understanding that the first one walked out. As far as I know, I don't think she did. We can look it up and see, but I don't think she did. I think she's had him, unless I'm not thinking right, and I might not be. I'll look it up. It's been a long time since I covered her case. If you go, there's a playlist on my channel, and there's a live. It's like 2 hours long, and I covered all the fucking interviews of her standing up there, mom and the neighbor, and
If I was a public defender, this is where I'd quit.
a
I'd be like, I
backwards
quit.
S. A backwards S. So here, let's see. Let's see if I can do this right here. Let's see. What do I
No,
have?
Wisdom, he doesn't have a defense. There's no defense.
No, how you going to defend that? Like, how you going to defend that bitch? Like, to start with, I understand that. And again, this is why I cannot be a freaking defense attorney. I would literally not make it as a defense attorney. I'm trying to find something that I can use as a visual.
Your client is a monster, sir.
Let's see. Let me go down here. I know I've got something down here I can draw on. If I'm thinking correctly, I have the perfect thing. And then we're going to look at the hearing itself. Hopefully, I don't know if I can get the audio better or not. If you guys have headphones or speakers, I would probably hook those in, because I'm pretty sure the audio on this is like super freaking low. Let's see if I'll do this. Let's see. I think I'm going to have to do it like this. I have to do it like this. Y'all just rage amongst yourselves for a second. While I get this pulled up here. I got out of my groove of going live, so I'm getting back into my groove, so I appreciate everybody that's willing to tolerate me. All right, so we're going to share this.
Mom was telling me that the medical examiner didn't much care whether they threatened her with contempt or not.
No, she didn't. She looked at him like, hold my fucking beer. Take your contempt and shove it up your ass. He's gunning for Hunter, and that pisses me off to no end. It does me too. Mental health matters. Mental health matters. She did it. What's he supposed to do? Right. Hearing the forensic pathologist today was gold. I agree, Mecky. He has no defense. That was a forensic pathologist's quote after the defense attorney's complaining she wasn't answering the questions. Yeah. Just makes you shiver. I hope she was making him shiver, little ass hat. You couldn't pay me enough to defend a child killer. Me neither. Judge threatened contempt if the medical examiner didn't ask yes or no. When he asked if Evelyn was put in the trash can, she said she could not say. Well, we're fixing to hear differently in this first evidentiary hearing, and I don't understand why she didn't testify the exact same thing that she testified in that evidentiary hearing. The judge warned the last witness was in contempt. Absolutely. I had got into the end of that little discussion in court today. That's all. Add a volume booster from your extensions. I finally got Eric to do it, and it helped him so much. You'll have to tell me how to do that. Add a volume booster from your extensions. Honey, I don't even know where my extensions are. My IT guy's not talking to me right now. All right, so we're going to make this pink. I don't want to. If y'all can see the screen, so this is an S, right? So we're going to do a backwards S. So this is the way a S should look. This is the way Evelyn was in the trash can. And I'm not going to draw a trash can because I'm by no means an artist. But this is the way she, well, I guess I can try. Look here, I will draw y'all my little redneck looking trash can here. In the trash can, it looks more like a coffee cup, but trash can. So she was in there like this. This is her head. And this is the way she was shoved and squished down into that fucking trash can. It's through Google, girlfriend. Okay, so I'm going to take that down off the screen because of my horrible drawings. So y'all shouldn't have to look at that. But I just, for visual purposes, just because I'm a visual kind of person. It's through Google. She said no and kept going with her answer. Absolutely. Up in the right corner looks like a puzzle piece. Man, y'all gonna have me over here pushing buttons. Oh, look there. I found it. Okay. Manage extensions. My extensions. What's it called? A sound booster? Is that what we're looking for? Now I can't find the damn add volume booster. Okay, so we're going to look up volume booster. Find extensions and themes. Oh, isn't that some shit? Okay. Volume booster. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for tolerating me. Sound booster. Is that what we're looking for? Add to Chrome. It can read and change all your data on your websites. Add extension. Well, I be damn. Look at that. Is it plug and play? Sound boosters are added to Chrome. Okay. No access to any of these. As soon as I see it, change the information. So I don't need to do nothing to it. Increase volume up. We already done that. Okay, so hopefully that worked. Thank you, Mecky. She has to go watch NCIS Origins now. I appreciate you for being here, love. Use the X booster one. Share or in donations with snakes. It will boost it up to 600 times. Webby, I just did that and I don't have to like do anything else to it. What happens when we click on it? Oh, look at that shit. Oh, ooh. Oh, now we got fancy toys.
Oh, Lord. If you have earbuds in,
You may
you
need to
might
side
want
your.
to
I
take them
figured it
out.
out. I retract the earbud comment. All right, y'all tell me if this blasts your head out when I start it here. Let's see, how far we get in here to... Because we know they like to take forever in this fucking courtroom. Here she comes. Would you look at that? Webby says my job here is done. Never done. Always appreciated, though. Thank you so much. I've got the bar pulled up over here, so hopefully. Thank you, Miss Barbara. I always try to lighten it up a little bit with my goofy ass. So.
He thinks I should plead. I want to go to trial. Those are not valid reasons. If it's 50 employees.
Here we go.
Right.
Thank you, honey. Oh, that helped the sound so much.
The 27 and 28 will be, she will be referring to the report and CV.
I don't hear anything yet.
You don't hear anything?
No, I can barely hear him.
Hang on. Is that better? Can y'all hear it? Do we have? Y'all know this judge talks real quiet. Y'all can't hear nothing at all?
What we plan to do is our first witness is Frank.
Let me just see something.
Background of those photographs, and then once his testimony cross-examination is completed, then I will call Dr. Wisdomspeaks.
Oh, this is going to piss me off.
Qualify her as a witness. Finish stipulation, see if we can not ask for qualification. I'll place her. Then I will request that she
Facebook Live.
I'll tender her.
It says it's working.
Stand to testify about photographs 12 through 26.
Let's see here on this side.
She will be referring to the report and the CV. Curriculum is there. As far as her qualifications, yes.
It's still real quiet though. It's still real quiet. Mom, you got louder, but not the video playback. It's very low. Okay, hang on. Let's see. What was it we did here? We hit this button. Manage extensions. How did we get to that? Chrome store. Let's see. Volume. Volume booster. Volume control extension. Sound booster. Ultimate sound. Let's try this one. Shit. Oh, this is the one it says we have on here. Okay. Sound booster. Sound booster that works. Add to Chrome. Add extension. We go see if this one works better. Ow. This is why I hate using Facebook Live for doing a damn thing. Let's see. It says it's been added. Welcome to Sound Booster. Okay. Let's close all this back out. Sound booster volume at maximum length of tab. Sound booster. Okay. All right. Now I think I've got both of them on there. Y'all tell me if this is any better. Turn up using the booster. I did turn it up, honey.
What is your position?
I'm a special agent criminal investigator.
And how long?
Is this the one from today?
No.
As part of your assignment
Oh.
at TBI, did
No,
you
this is not
in an investigation
today.
into the disappearance of Evelyn Boswell in February of 2020? What was your role in that investigation?
The Sullivan County Sheriff's Department called TBI requesting assistance. Simply to help locate and find this missing person before, which was Miss Boswell. Myself and other agents responded to assist with it.
As part of that investigation, did you interview the defendant on February 25th, 2020?
Yes, ma'am.
And during that interview, did the defendant tell you that Evelyn was dead?
Yes.
And how did she claim that Evelyn died?
She claimed that it was an accidental death, that she and her boyfriend at the time were sleeping in the bed with her. And when they woke up that morning, that she was unresponsive and opined it was a.
That ain't better, y'all?
You can barely hear it.
Son of a bitch. Yes, it was a Facebook Live.
Wisdom says she can hear it, but she has booster on her device.
Wow, I can hear you really well now.
Talking about property, stored shit on the property.
Let's get rid of this one.
We believe it may have been valuable for us to look at and search, so we did respond and search that. There was a playhouse, a described playhouse behind that we found the body in that playhouse in the trash.
As soon as you recognized what you thought could be Evelyn's remains, what did you do?
I made a call through our chain of command, and also to the ETSU forensic pathology department. Dr. Smith and Ms. Parsons responded.
He's not what I want y'all to hear anyway, so let me see if I can't figure this out. Life happens live.
Dr. Smith, the forensic pathologist.
Sound booster volume control. YouTube and creep sound booster. Save sound booster.
Did you review each of the 26 photographs that are before you there?
Add extension.
And does each of the photographs fairly and accurately show what you saw on March 6, 2020? Please turn to Exhibit 1.
Sound booster control.
Exhibit 1 accurately depict
Tools.
where the remains were before you collected.
Booster volume control.
photographs 1 through 26 accurately represent the steps that you took to collect and preserve this evidence?
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions.
Agent Fraley, who conducted this search? Who was present?
It was myself, Special Agent Bratz, detectives from Sullivan County Sheriff's Department.
Did that help in any on y'all's side?
Mm-mm.
And 4 others. And so, from looking at the exhibits there, the remains were moved outside of the, not giving us a grave, but you take everything outside before you.
Yes, sir. So when we opened the playhouse door, there was a trash can and 2 bags of trash that just didn't add up to being that. They looked, this playhouse had not been occupied or played in for, like a better term, for many years. A lot of spider webs, in my opinion. This trash can, 2 trash bags were just inside the door, and you could tell, I could tell, or it was my belief that they were placed there recently. And by what I mean recently is compared to the other items within the playhouse. So within probably months or weeks possibly. But it just looked out of place. By removing those, they were just inside the door.
Unplug it from the wall, wait 15 seconds, and go back in. Come on, now my damn Discord's not loading. I swear.
So, at what point during that process did you realize, hey,
so, from interviewing with Ms. Boswell previously, she had made statements as to a particular trash can that was consistent with this trash can. She also made specific statements to what the victim was wearing, clothing, which she described as a purple fleece onesie with penguins on it, and that she was wrapped in a red and white fleece blanket. So after removing the trash can, the bags of trash to the front porch, and just picking up and turning around and placing on the porch, if I recall correctly, there was a trash bag on top of the trash can. After removing that, I observed.
I'm sorry, love.
What are you doing?
Top of this trash wrapped in that same described fleece blanket that was gray and white. It was consistent with the described age of the missing.
and so then at that point, is your first call to Dr. Smith?
First call was, if I recall correctly, so it was chain man, VA's office, and then to the forensic pathologist. I think that was to, she's now director of operation, time she was investigating for law enforcement.
Can you think how much time there was between the discovery and when Dr. Smith got there to take over?
Not specifically, without looking at the case file, but I would estimate probably.
Is that something that would be reflected in the note?
Yes, sir.
Um,
Or in Agent Bratz's file.
Okay. During that hour, can you the other individuals appear on scene?
Yes, many arrived because of the significance of the case, that there had been a lot of detectives, special agents, and others working the case, and that there was several that were there.
Let me interrupt you. You said several there. Are we talking about law enforcement officers? Are you aware of anybody that was not a law enforcement officer who did?
Like I said, DA's office personnel around. If there was, I'm not aware of it.
Okay. All right.
Let me rephrase. I think the coroner was called. Outside of that, I'm not really,
Okay. And then once Dr. Smith arrived and took over, did you continue to run him?
yes, I assisted with the decision was made that the processing of the body and the remains was to simply remove everything from the trash can there instead of transporting it to the facility in Johnson City. So I was part of that, and basically that direction was removing everything by layers as you just go through a trash can until you get to the body that was wrapped in.
Is it playing?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on. I can't get none of these booster things to work. Let's try it like this. Hang on. Do the booster thing first. And then we're gonna bring that back up. Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong, is I already had that up. Volume booster. YouTube G Dancer. Ultimate sound. Volume booster. Volume booster creates a sound. Okay. Add to Chrome. Okay, manage extensions by clicking on the extensions tool. Okay, so then we're going to click it.
Okay.
No sound is playing on current tabs. Okay, so now we're going to go back in here. I'm going to put the damn link back in. I'm going to pull this up. Oh shit, now I done lost my damn thing. Volume booster. It says no sound is currently playing on tabs. Did that help?
Do you have it up playing?
Oh shit.
It's fair to say that that's a progression, the pictures are a progression, exactly what you.
It's absolutely, yes, sir. It goes through each step.
You're fine. You didn't disrupt anything. Thank you for trying to help. I'm not good with this stuff. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Well, I'm going to get it to the part I want you guys to hear. I'm sorry if you have to use your headphones. I apologize ahead of time. I tried to turn closed captions on, but I don't even think those are working.
Thank you. Stay there now. First, we call her for the purpose of qualifying her as an expert witness. Again, you stated your name. Where are you employed?
I'm the chief medical examiner for North Houston County and medical director of the Eastern City Official Press Center.
And how long have you had that position, that title?
The acting chief and chief since 2008, 2010, including two counties. Since 2002, and started working there as assistant medical examiner.
And I'll ask you about your education. We'll come back to a little more information about your employment. Did you attend and complete medical school?
Yes.
And where was that?
That was University of Minnesota, RIJ, in Croatia, 1986, 87. That's where I did my internship, and then that's where I worked as assistant in Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology, where I taught medical students and research for about 4 years.
And after you completed medical school, did you get additional education?
Yes, I relocated to United States, Chicago area, 1991, to complete my studies in pharmacology and neuroscience, and I have a PhD in neuroscience and pharmacology at the University Medical Center. And during that time, during the last 3 years of that, I also joined the Department of Pathology.
How about now? Is that better?
And then last year was forensic pathology training.
And are you board certified as a medical physician? Medical doctor?
Yes, I'm a licensed to practice medicine in the state of Tennessee. I have active license here, inactive license in Illinois. And then I'm board certified in pathology and forensic pathology.
And are you in membership in any medical related societies?
Yes, mostly related to pathology, CAP or College of American Pathologists, ACP, which is the American Society of Clinical Pathologists, Forensic Pathology Society are mainly academic forensic sciences and the National Association of Medical Examiners, and also belong and join the board of directors for the Knoxville Academy of Medicine, and also was delegate for the ACC Medical Association.
You've published numerous articles regarding the field of pathology, is that correct?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, you've also had a presentation regarding asphyxia in children, is that correct?
Yes, in a presentation on the strangulation cases.
And you stated where you're employed, and you specialize in a particular field of medicine in that area, within that job and that job title.
Right, that my subspecialty is actual forensic pathology, and that's where I'm mostly working.
And if you would explain what is forensic pathology and what do you do as a forensic pathologist?
Forensic pathology is a specialty of anatomic pathology, which deals with examinations of tissues and organs taken during surgery, rendering diagnosis, anatomic diagnosis for different illnesses, from infectious diseases to cancers. Forensic pathology actually deals with the performance of autopsies and medical legal death investigation. Medical legal death investigation in the sense that the knowledge how to approach forensic case starts at the scene with the scene investigation, medical legal investigation. And then the forensic pathology takes that information along with the postmortem examination, which frequently is a complete autopsy, accompanied by ancillary studies to answer the question to what really happened, what the cause and manner of that is. And forensic pathology actually really focuses on cases when the death is sudden and unexpected without medical attendance or due to violence.
And have you been qualified and testified as an expert in the field of pathology and as in the role of forensic, as a medical examiner?
Forensic pathology, yes.
And in Tennessee?
Yes, many counties, because we cover about 10 to 11 counties.
That would be in Knox County, Northeast Tennessee, and in Sullivan County, you've been qualified previously.
Yes, actually, I've been doing a couple of cases.
So, Your Honor, you do have the stipulated CV, which also has more detailed publications and societies and other information. At this time, we would move to have Dr. WisdomSpeaks qualified as expert in the field of forensic pathology. Your Honor, I'm also going to refer to exhibit number 28, which is the amended report by Dr. Melissa, as well, which we will discuss briefly. It is there, and it contains her findings and the information she relied on in those findings. So we'll start with that, Dr. Melissa. Did you review case materials that were provided by the state, our office, regarding the death of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
And what materials did you review briefly?
The materials involved all the investigative information, including the law enforcement and also the office of the medical examiner, the forensic center, forensic autopsy, the scene photographs, autopsy photographs, and then of course the document and ancillary studies such as histology, X-ray,
And all those items are detailed in your report. And that includes the autopsy report of Dr. Schmidt. Now, based on your review of the case, experience and training, did you form an opinion about the cause and manner of death of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
And can you state that within a reasonable degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what is your opinion as to the cause of death?
So I stated that this will be more specific with Dr. Schmidt. Performed the autopsy, and I stated that the cause of death was asphyxia, before different mechanisms being present in the manner that responds.
And you refer to asphyxia as is a combination of positional, confined space, traumatic compressions, medical via smothering with aluminum foil over the head as the tops of asphyxia. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I called the last to describe this in the fact.
And can you just briefly define those terms for the court for the purpose of this hearing?
So the asphyxia that essentially means that there was a lack of oxygen and preventing shock and bleeding cause for death. The mechanisms of the four main mechanisms are listed. Positional is because she was upside down in the trash can with the ability of the lungs and diaphragm to function properly. Confined space because there was a trash can with really very limited capacity that was actually also inside the trash can. She was inside the trash bag. And then on top of that, she was also wrapped in blanket to create confined spaces to seal the block of oxygen coming through her. And finally, sometimes can overlap, but mechanical means there was a mechanical obstruction to the airway, upper airway, which pertains to the and the blanket being wrapped around the head tightly, and then traumatic means that people call the bend reverse S shape that she was sort of compressed in the hand. Actually, that is cause compression not only on the diaphragm but also on the chest wall, the ribs and the intercostal muscle that is not actually really efficiently to enable them to breathe. So that is the final traumatic asphyxia and ability for chest expansion.
And you have reviewed the autopsy report, as you stated, of Dr. Schmidt. Did you agree with her opinions and her findings?
Yes, I believe that it was a well done autopsy. The description, there was nothing that I could object to, was correct in detail. And the only, I guess, slight difference is in the sense that Dr. Schmidt called the cause of death homicidal cause of death, left it kind of open with the focus on essentially asphyxial component, and I just wanted to be more specific because of the way she was positioned, packaged, and wrapped and found at the scene.
Is it your opinion, within a reasonable agreement, that certainly that Evelyn was not killed by being rolled over by an adult?
No, she was too old for that. I've never seen a case of 14-month-old being rolled over by an adult.
So when we're talking about asphyxiation, we're not talking about that child's rolled over by an adult.
No, we're not talking about accidental asphyxia. Accidental asphyxia happens in our field actually, unfortunately, quite often in small infants with unsafe sleeping environment conditions. But she's too old for that, she's too big for that, and the environment trapped how she was found is not conducive to that sort of level.
Now, I want to talk to you in general before we get to 12 through 26. I want to ask you a few questions in general about the photographs that we have here. You do have copies of all those photographs of exhibit 1 through 26. Is that correct?
Yes.
So let me ask you, how important were the photos in assisting you in determining the cause and manner of death?
They're crucial, and whenever I testify in court and asking that question, I always say that the forensic autopsy cannot be done in vacuum. Forensic autopsy starts at the scene, and the investigative information and the scene information is actually crucial, not only how to, not just to make it a case of medical exam jurisdiction, but also how to conduct the investigation, and especially is important in determining manner of death.
And I want to ask you, how did the photos, again, in general sense, assist you in forming an opinion as to the matter of death? Let's get back. We talked about the matter of death. What was the cause of death? We talked about the cause of death, but not the manner of death. What was your finding within a reasonable agreement?
The manner of death was homicide because, unlike accidental asphyxia, I did not put herself in that action or position of confined space mechanical.
So, in a general sense, how did those photographs, in a general sense, help you form an opinion regarding manner of death and cause of death?
So, the photographs, I've seen photographs and the autopsy photographs are evidence. That's how we document the described fine. And then cases of asphyxia, which are always complex cases to work up, and they are really crucial in explaining and detailing the cause, but then the mechanism of asphyxia.
The photographs show the means and manner of the placement of the body in the trash can.
That's correct.
And they also show the location of the body in relation to the trash can.
Yes.
And the position of the body in the trash can. And the location of the blanket that you referred to, it's been referred to in previous testimony. Is that correct? And the location of the aluminum foil and the amount of aluminum foil.
Yes.
And the photograph showed the size of the baby, the child, and the location of the trash can in relation to the child. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the condition of the body at the time the child was discovered.
Yes, and that's why we always say that it has to be done sequentially, detailed in orderly fashion. That's how patient proceeds and the documentation.
And because this child was in a trash can, further items was decomposition of byproducts. And those photographs help you see what they were in their contact with the foil and the blanket and the effect that that would have on the body. Is that correct?
That's correct, because unfortunately there was a band composition present, and with that there's a lot of artifacts that can be created, but that can also shift and change the relationships between these objects and the body, and that's very important to document because the purge fluid, the capital fraction, the presence of maggot larvae and the pupa, and their activity actually, documentation of their activity is very important to be seen and understood, because that can actually change, it kind of shift some of those coverings and create potentially false picture of how really she was originally sort of packaged in that section.
The photos relevant to establishing the layers of materials on the child.
Absolutely, and that's why our approach is always, whether it's done at the scene or whether it's done in the forensic center, all those elements have to be taken with the body under supervision of the medical examiner, and then approached layer by layer and photograph the section.
Now, when I ask you your opinion, do you have one? Would the photographs assist jurors in determining the manner of the cause of death?
Absolutely, I think they're crucial because the reading of the report or listening to me or Dr. Schmidt talk about it, I don't think it really would create a proper picture of what was really found at the scene. And especially because the trash can item can always be found that trash cans and trash bags can have foil, and they can have all different other elements and debris from maybe food or whatever. That's why I think it's very important to see that these are all real elements associated with her death, and then they have to be present and shown as such for the jury to understand how they were originally applied and the shift that happened, why it happened, and it can be explained.
And with these photographs, Agent further talked about the progression in stages and collection, photographing the evidence of this child. Would the photographs assist in understanding that progression in those stages of evidence retrieval, collection? It will assist them in that manner.
Absolutely, and they'll also show that nothing was staged, nothing was made up. This is all real, in real time, removal of the evidence, documentation of that evidence, and submission of the evidence under the chain of custody, because that's another important part of the workup of a case like that, so that the chain of custody is maintained, and then the documentation is proper and can be objectively authenticated at any point in time, including the legal proceedings.
Would the photographs assist jurors in determining the elements of crime, things like whether it was accidental or whether it was intentional?
Absolutely.
And would it help them to visualize what you've described from the testimony that's been elicited by either state or defense attorney for the court.
Yes.
And would your testimony, in your opinion, be by itself be adequate to articulate your findings before a jury as an expert witness?
I think a lot of those will be lost because I'm, for example, I'm a very visual person, and unless I see it myself, I might miss some important elements of the entire case. How she was found and what was really involved in the recovery of the body, and therefore also understanding of 4 different mechanisms of asphyxia. I think all of that might get lost in just me talking, especially I'm a fast talker, and I think maybe that would definitely affect their ability to follow and understand exactly what was really involved in that.
Now, as to photos 1, 2, they've been stipulated and they're not an issue, but I want you, if you can, describe how they relate, again, in a general sense, to the remaining photos that are that are at issue. If you could explain how
Night Stormy.
kind of set the other 12 sets in context.
So in the forensic field in general,
Kimber, can you hear that any better?
Yeah, it's some better. I can't
Can you
really
hear
hear
that?
her. I can't really hear her, but I can hear him.
Okay. It's just crap fucking audio, and I can't find anything. Like Michelle screen recorded it, but her audio's just as low. I didn't check it, so sorry if I'm running everybody off, but I really wanted y'all to hear this. It's really frustrating that I can't get it louder.
there's a big discussion as far as how the evidence can be presented or the findings of the scene can be presented in especially the forensic pathology. And that's why there are certain laws and there are certain rules in our field that the number one.
I can hear him really well. I think she's sitting further back from the microphone.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Hold, but the body, the semen belongs to the medical examiner. It cannot be manipulated without the medical examiner forensic pathology being present. And that's actually one of the reasons why we do the way we do it. That reassures the court or the legal system that things are done under supervision of the individual who is in charge of their body. And that's the medical examiner forensic pathology. And then the next level is that how I'm going to actually describe that the child was not just swallowing blanket, but actually was covered in a blanket with the face being completely covered in a thick fleece blanket. I can talk about it, but I think the jury has to see it to understand that this is not just haphazard blanket on top of the child or swallow the child. This is actually a child whose face and head are wrapped in a blanket that is actually on top of foil that also wraps the upper part of the body, including the head very tightly. And I think that needs to be shown to the jury to understand actually the gravity of the situation, how she was found, and why that pertains to, for example, mechanical asphyxia. And then, of course, positioning of that body, how she was found, not just upside down, but in that disordered position that would prevent her from breathing. And just kind of overall disposal of this child, I think, is remarkable. For forensic pathologists, just to see a decomposed child in an autopsy room on the autopsy table, we pretty much create, depending on the case, different findings. I think the scene, especially the asphyxial death, is crucial to show how all of that ties into the causal manner of death, especially elements of the report that are just purely objective medical findings. And I think that's why the jury needs to see the scene and all the kind of levels and the phases of the body recovery.
And you heard Agent Freda's testimony that he came and he moved the trash can simply from the inside door to the porch, and then forensic pathology came and directed it. And there's photographs like in the one that shows it's in a trash can. Is that the fact that it shows the progression, the stage, and the location of the body from from the initial examination and those photographs. So those are important to set up what you see in 12 through 26.
That's correct. Yeah, there was a minimum manipulation. Examiner came and directed the body recovery.
Is it also important the fact that those photographs, if you have an opinion, that they show the body with accuracy and clarity? Those photographs, in your opinion, your purpose of testifying today, and when you begin to make your findings, did you find the photographs that they were clear and accurate based on the reports and information you got?
Yes.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to start with photo 12, and Your Honor, I'm going to ask you if you want me to go to question her about photo 12, and then have cross-examination after, or you want me to get through all the questions, all the photographs, and then have Mr. Sproles come and ask collectively afterwards. I think go through all of it. Okay. Come back. Okay. I just want to make sure.
Part of our problem.
Court will be in recess for 15 minutes.
Yeah, Mom, I think she's just sitting. He was closer to the microphone. I think she's just sitting further back. She needed to be closer to the microphone. Because I could hear him a lot better, and I heard when they said the court will be in recess for 15 minutes.
That's fucking frustrating. I tell you right now.
She should have been on top of that microphone.
That was fucking frustrating as hell.
Is everybody still here?
Well, did y'all get to hear any of it?
Is everybody still here?
I don't even know if y'all got to hear any of it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, shit. At least we didn't lose me in the midst of freaking.
We just scared Miss Barbara with the headphones on. She had her headphones on. We just scared her today. Sorry, Miss Barbara.
I'm so sorry, love.
Could you hear any of it, Miss Barbara? I couldn't hear I couldn't hear the ME real well, but I could hear him.
That was enough to just piss you right off.
She needed to be. She needed to be eating that microphone. I could hear, like I said, I could hear him, but I couldn't hear the ME.
I'm getting rid of all this shit because I'm gonna have Meg here, somebody meet me in a Discord thingy and show me how the hell to do that. Because that was enough to just make me want to freaking scream. All right, let me see. I know I don't have this. All right. So this isn't the medical examiner.
Oh, that wasn't the medical examiner?
No, what I'm fixing to pull up ain't the medical examiner. Enough to piss off the Pope, ain't that right? Lord Phil, not with the Pope again. Two-man hour to get the Pope out of that damn life. Thank you guys for hanging in there. That just pissed me off to no end. Let's see. So y'all don't judge. I'm not going to get into it, but this was when I was deathly sick. But I guarantee you'll be able to hear me. Hey y'all, True Crime Sunshine, Christy here. So we have an update today. Megan Boswell went to her evidence hearing. Can you hear that?
Loud and clear.
For freaking goodness sake, all shit storms and plazas. Today, I did upload a short earlier since I'm working from the phone. So I wasn't able to screen record or do a live for the trial, but I did include the link so you guys can go watch the trial if you want to. I do want to bring some key points though, because I have followed this case and there's a playlist actually on my channel. You guys want to check that out. And there's a couple of long lives on there where I did a deep dive into this case. So baby Evelyn Boswell was brutally murdered by her mother. In my opinion, she was murdered. One thing that I do want to bring up, and I do bring this up anytime I'm speaking about Megan, because so many people look at this one key and reflect it on so many other cases. Megan never refers to Evelyn as in a past tense. Never. Not one time. She spoke on camera, and if you go back and watch my previous video, she spoke on camera numerous times and never refers to baby Evelyn in a past tense. She always talks about how she is a happy baby, and everything she speaks of is in a present tense. Okay, guys, so content warning, this is pretty graphic, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details, but I am going to get into some of the key point details. So I do feel like it's important to bring up that Megan told the TBI 1 week prior to Evelyn's body being recovered that she was gone, unalived, was no longer with us. Now, up until today, we do know that she has extensive charges. I just never heard the details on how they found baby Evelyn's body. I do know that, you heard nasty little rumors, but today they did describe in detail how her remains was found. So Evelyn was wrapped in a blanket. It was actually the blanket that she was reported missing in. There were layers of trash bags. So she was in layers of trash bags. Her face was wrapped with aluminum foil and the blanket. It was wrapped so tightly around the upper part of her body that her face was smashed flat. She was put into this trash can upside down, and she was manipulated into an S shape. So her body was bent unnaturally, aggressively into the shape of an S, with her head bent backwards and her knees just dug into her abdomen. Because she was placed in the trash can upside down and was left there for an extended period of time inside of a garbage bag, wrapped inside of aluminum foil, wrapped inside of a blanket, with numerous other garbage bags on the outside of it, the medical examiner did explain that the body fluids had pretty much all went to the top half of her body, and the bottom half of her body had mummified. So Megan also went so far as today to try to get different counsel, and the judge denied it. They're trying to get pictures removed that I heard him state earlier that would be could be emotional for the jury. In my opinion, this is a pretty damn emotional case, and I think they need to see every single piece of evidence that they have on Megan, because this baby didn't have a chance. And guys, again, I apologize that I'm not going to be able to do a stream of the trial. I will try to do a live if I can get it to work right on this phone, because like I said, this is a case that I have been following, and I do really want to make sure that I'm up to date and keep you guys up to date on her case. I'll also drop this into my playlist
of Evelyn Boswell. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Remember, it takes a village to raise a child. If you see something, say something. Watch, listen, and speak. And guys, if you don't mind, hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to grow the channel. And the more I grow the channel, the more people that see the channel. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all my subs and everybody for being here. And have a good night.
So that was edited from my phone. My phone was stuck in black and white screen, and that was a long time ago. But that gives you a little bit of the bullet points of what you couldn't freaking hear. Kimber, you still with me?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
So I know it was kind of a rough video, but y'all can hear that one better than you can hear that freaking stupid Facebook Live that didn't work.
But I'm totally. Have they showed them? Have they showed the jury all of the photos?
All but 2 photos got thrown out. The photo, it's a close-up of Evelyn's face smashed in, got thrown out, and another photo got thrown out. But the judge left all the rest of them in there. Just the 2 close-ups were denied by the judge to show in open court.
And maybe that's not
emotional. Not like this whole freaking case is emotional.
It's definitely emotional. And anything that's going to help send this monster to jail.
Yep. I hope she rots in fucking prison. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that. The content's what counts. Don't sweat the small shit. I appreciate the hell out of that. And then on there, there's a longer live. I'm not going to play it tonight because it's 11 o'clock and Kimba has to go to work tomorrow, and I don't want to be the asshole that.
Why you got to remind me I got to go back to work tomorrow? Man.
Because I don't want to be the asshole that caused you to be tired tomorrow.
Girl, I won't go to bed till midnight.
This is a longer live that I did.
But I just think that I don't. I mean, I get why the judge maybe didn't put those close-ups in there. I guess. But at the same time, I think the jury should see what they did to her. What her mother, she's not even a mother. I don't even know what you would call her.
Fucking monster.
What the monster did to her.
This one's rough as hell too. We may lose the whole fucking chat. Oh, I look like hell on wheels. God, own that shit. Look at this. Good Lord Almighty. Yes, jailhouse justice. I agree. All right. Let's see what this one's got in store for us.
Summer Wells case I did do a deep dive on Evelyn Boswell's case and Megan Boswell, and I have not posted a video on it because I did want to spend some time piecing together some really good information I was able to find on this case. However, she did go to court today. Again, this is the court date that we were supposed to have seen a few months ago that was moved out due to COVID. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull up the video from WVLY. I apologize, WVLT. It looks like channel 8. This is where I was able to find the live footage from the court, and I will go ahead and play this for you guys. I definitely hope you do enjoy, and as always, let's keep these babies in our hearts and minds and be an army for the voices that need to be heard. Let's get some justice for these kids, because this is really sad. I lived in Tennessee for 20 years, and I don't know what the hell is going on up there, but let's get together and pull the world together and pull these babies together and pull these parents together and maybe see if we can't make a change and some reform and get some good things going in this situation. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and start this video again. I do thank you for your patience and me learning how to get all this stuff going, and hopefully I've been able to bring you some good information.
Lord.
Next up is the defendant's motion for severance. Judge, on that, I've had the opportunity to review the state's response to our motion, and I think we're probably in agreement, Your Honor, that the evaluation the court needs to do is essentially the same as the Rule 404B evaluation. The first determination is whether that evidence is part of a common scheme or plan. And both our motion and the response state standards that the court is to look at in that response or that regard. And the state makes a compelling argument in the response. I'm not prepared to concede that position, but I can certainly see where their argument comes from. It appears to me, Your Honor, that the crux of this.
I am going to stop this here just to bring a little bit of commentary on her. She does have a mask on. The last time we did see her in court, she had a smile on her face.
Motion and
her smirk.
And the argument here where we disagree is whether the prejudicial effect of these additional charges outweighs its probative value. And what we have asked the court to do is separate counts 1 through 4 from all the remaining counts. And essentially to have 2 separate trials. And our position, Judge, is that to try all these together, especially the multiple counts of filing false report, essentially gives the jury the option in their processing to say, well, she's guilty of these crimes, the false reports, so therefore she must be guilty of the felony murder, aggravated child abuse, aggravated child play, without evaluating the elements of each of those offenses. And so we are asking the court to sever those counts. In the state's response, on page 5 of that, they make a statement that at the core, the false reports prove the murder. And I think that is the whole problem here, Judge. If the state wants to present evidence of the false reports during the murder trial, I think that's the issue. The issue is the fact that she's charged with the same crimes. And I'm not explaining that well. What I mean, Judge, is that
In my opinion, he's not explaining it well, because how do you explain that your client murdered her child?
it's a different evaluation for the jury to say that she is convicted of, or she is charged with multiple counts of filing false report. Therefore, she must be guilty of these other charges. That's different than saying, presenting evidence of those false reports in the charge of the murder case. And that, I think, is appropriate. I don't think I can argue that it's not. What I'm saying is that if the jury evaluates that, and they determine that there is sufficient evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to prove the elements, then that's what it is. But it's not appropriate if they say she is guilty of filing a false report. Don't even look at the elements of the other cases and convict her based on that. That's what we're trying to avoid by this motion, is to take that possibility away from the jury. They can say, the state proved she's guilty of filing a false report, therefore she's got to be guilty. And I think that, the state's response pretty much points that out. That is the
Okay, so where I'm from, we call that pulling straws. He is looking for the words to come out of his mouth in court because he doesn't know what to say. What do you say when all the evidence points to the fact that she knew exactly what happened to baby Evelyn?
the situation. So that's why we're asking for a 7-month solution.
Judge, the state filed our response to Mr. Sproul's motion. I believe under the case law, the state required from evidence to this court to. Yes, so I'm not really going to respond to Mr. Sproul's arguments yet. I've stated at this point, I'd go ahead and put on evidence in regards to 17. So the state called Special Agent David Grants.
Here we go. The state was on point. Woohoo! Let's go Tennessee. For the first time in 9 months, I have seen Tennessee do something on point. We have a witness, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. You are Special Agent David Grants, is that correct?
That's correct.
And who are you currently employed with?
The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation.
And what is your position or assignment there with the TBI?
I'm a special agent assigned to the Criminal Investigation Division.
And how long have you been with the TBI?
About 2.5 years.
What did you do? What did you do before you joined the TBI?
I was an assistant district attorney for about 5 years.
And where were you with ADS?
In the 3rd Judicial District.
And how long did you do that?
For about 5 years.
Agent Grass, if we could, I want to go back to February of 2020. Were you called out to assist the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office on an investigation that involved a 15-month-old child by the name of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes, I was.
And at that time, the initial report that got everything started really wasn't a call to law enforcement. Initially, it was a call to the Department of Children's Services that was made on February 18th. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And who was it that made that initial call?
It was actually the child's of Evelyn's paternal grandfather, Tommy Boswell, and also his mother, Mary Boswell.
All right. And let's kind of set the stage here a little bit by identifying some of the parties. You mentioned the biological grandfather who made the call. That's Tommy Boswell, correct?
Yes.
And what is his relation to the defendant, Mary Boswell?
That's her father.
Okay. And then the child, that is Evelyn Boswell, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What was the, without getting too many of the facts, what was the nature of that initial call to DCS?
It was essentially two-pronged. Number one, they hadn't seen the child in quite some time. There was also sort of a rumor.
Kimber, is this interesting? Are you hanging in there with me?
I'm hanging in here with you, girl. It is interesting because it's kind of interesting. Yes, it's kind of interesting to see where it, where all this kind of started.
Okay.
or a belief that the child may have a broken arm.
So, as you mentioned, there's a possibility of potential injury to the child. So the sheriff's office had gone along to assist DCS because of the possibility there might be some potential child abuse there. Is that right?
Yes.
When the sheriff's office and DCS got there to investigate, was Evelyn present so that they could evaluate to see the child, see whether she had any injuries?
No.
CPS was coming and the mother was not present. Red flag.
What was the explanation, or I guess the story that was given by Megan Boswell at that time as to where her child?
I may or may not have been a little pissed off when I was doing the commentary on this. As long as you're enjoying it. And it is good to circle back. So I apologize about the audio sucking. You still there? Woman?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. I said I might have been a little pissed off when I was doing the commentary on this.
Oh, you're fine. I completely understand.
Okay. I'm going to let it play.
How it was. Megan stated the child Evelyn was with her father, who she stated was Ethan Perry.
And did she say where Mr. Perry was at that time?
She, if I remember correctly, she sort of speculated that he might have been in Louisiana, but he also might be living in Kingsport.
Were you all able to locate Mr. Perry?
Not at the time, no.
Through further investigation, did you find out where Mr. Perry was?
Yes.
And where was he?
He was active duty military stationed in Louisiana.
All right. And did you all make contact with the folks down in Louisiana?
Yes.
And was Mr. Perry, in fact, at that Army base?
Yes.
Was Evelyn there with him?
No.
So you all were able to pretty quickly,
Once again, Evelyn was not there.
prove the information that Ms. Boswell had given you about the location of the child is not correct. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, after that initial report, over the next few days, did you, along with other investigators and officers, conduct a series of interviews with the defendant, Megan Boswell?
Yes.
All right. And what were the nature of those interviews? What were you all talking about?
We were trying to locate Evelyn Boswell.
And after speaking with her, and you spoke with her on multiple occasions, so that be correct?
Yes.
All right. What did you determine about the information that Megan was giving you?
It was false.
And as a result of that, on February 25th of 2020, the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office charged Megan Boswell with one count of false reporting. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that was for the information that she gave to them initially back on February the 18th of 2020. Is that right?
That's correct.
All right. Agent Graff, if you could, I'm going to hand you a document and ask you if you can identify it. Do you recognize what's been handed to you?
Yes.
What is it?
It's a certified copy of the general session.
Okay. Was that the affidavit of complaint that was filed on February 25th, 2020, charging Megan Boswell with that one count false report?
Yes.
Judge, we would make that exhibit one for this hearing. No objection. All right.
This poor guy, the look on his face is just heartbreaking.
A.G. Graff, at this time, there were no charges that had been placed regarding any sort of child abuse, or is that right?
That's correct.
Because the fact that at that point in time, on February 25th, you still didn't know where Evelyn was.
That's correct.
But your investigation did not end on February 25th.
No.
All right. In fact, there were, just tell the court, I mean, besides the TBI, what other agencies were investigating Megan's disappearance, or Evelyn's disappearance? Sorry.
The initial investigating agencies were County Sheriff's Office. Later in the evening on February 18th, Special Agent Brian Pritchard was called in to assist Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. I was called in the next day to assist. And by the time I arrived, around noon, I believe on the 19th, the Sheriff's Office, TBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation, was also present.
And in addition to your investigation, y'all were interviewing witnesses.
Yes.
Is that right?
So you had local sheriff, you had FBI, you had all kinds of forces there immediately, to assist in baby Evelyn.
Y'all wrote search warrants for social media accounts.
Yes.
All right. You all, as part of your investigation, collected numerous cell phones, items of digital evidence that had to be reviewed, correct?
Yes.
All right. And what kind of volume are we talking about here? How much evidence were you all looking for?
If I remember closely, or excuse me, correctly, it was close to a terabyte of everything we collected.
And your investigation continued up in time, and then on March the 6th, 2020, something happened, correct?
Yes.
And what was it that occurred on March the 6th?
We discovered the remains of the Boswell.
All right. And where were those located?
At Tommy Boswell's property.
And I apologize, I should have said trigger warning, guys, but for those of you that have followed this case, do realize and know that baby Evelyn's remains were found.
And was that a location that you all, based on your investigation, were able to tie specifically to the defendant, Megan Boswell?
Absolutely. The property itself is where to live.
And was there anything of significance about the exact location of the body was found?
Yes.
Okay, what was that?
We found the remains inside of the building that was referred to by the family as the playhouse. It was out behind what I would call a storage building on the property. And this playhouse was built by defendant Megan's grandfather as a playhouse for her when she was a child.
Now, after you all located the body, it was sent for an autopsy, is that right?
Yes.
Did you all collect other evidence there at the scene?
Yes.
And there, as a result of collecting that evidence, it was sent off to have forensic examination done, is that right?
Yes.
Performing all that testing takes a pretty good period of time, is that right?
Yes.
All right. And while all that was going on, you then presented to the grand jury and had a presentment charging Megan Boswell with 11 counts of false report. Is that right?
Yes.
And that was done on May the 20th of 2020.
Yes.
Right.
Did the
Bro, I
swamp
am not
signal?
having luck with this shit.
Did the swamp signal kick in? Oh, there it goes.
Aggravated child neglect, tampering with evidence, 12 counts of false report, abuse of the courts, and failure to report a death under suspicious circumstances. Is that right?
Yes.
It was Roseville.
Now,
It's good now.
based on your investigation, which by the time August rolls around, it'll be going on for several months, correct?
Correct.
Were you able to determine when the defendant had begun telling this false information about where the victim was located?
Yes.
And what did you determine about that?
Based on everything we've collected, the first guess, time, we found the defendant told the story that Evelyn was with Ethan was during the first week of December of 2019.
And what sorts of things told you this? What was the evidence you were looking at that gave you clues?
Text messages, witness statements.
Okay. And so this was happening back in December of 2019,
yes.
Right? So this was several months before law enforcement ever even got involved.
That's correct.
That's correct. If we could, Agent Gratz, I'm going to could we pass exhibit number 3 back to you. What I'd like to do, if you could turn to count 6, which is the first false report count, what I'd like to do is kind of go through those and talk about the dates that they were made, who they were made to, and what the substance of that false report was. So we can kind of get that on the record. And we'll start with count 6. That was made on February 18th of 2020. Statement made to Detective Tracy Raz with the Salt Office. What was the false report related to that?
It was when the defendant, Megan Boswell, claimed that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry.
So it was a false statement relating to who had custody of the child?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if we could count 7, again, on February 18th of 2020, a statement made to Detectives Michelle Gillum and Tracy Raz, both with the Sullivan County Sheriff's. What was the false statement related to that case?
I believe this was later in the day or evening on the 18th, and this was concerning the lack of knowledge of the whereabouts of Evelyn and the efforts that the defendant had taken to locate Evelyn.
So that would relate to false report of where the child was, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Count 8, again on February 18th of 2020, false statement reported to Steve Williams, detective at the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. And what was the nature of that false report?
This was the statement where the defendant discussed Ethan Perry refusing to return text messages and voicemails regarding Evelyn.
So again, that's a false report regarding someone else having custody of Evelyn, correct?
Yes.
Count 9, another false report made on February 18th of 2020 to Captain Joey Strickler with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. What was the nature of that report?
This was about the last physical contact she had with Evelyn and the lack of knowledge of the whereabouts of Evelyn.
Okay. So that one deals with more of the time frame of when she last had contact with the child, correct?
Yes.
Count 10, the report made on February the 19th to agents with the FBI, Jeff Lynn and Todd Wilcox. What was the nature of
this was her discussing her being Megan Boswell, the time frame in which she stated she gave Evelyn to Ethan Perry.
All right. Count 11, report made on February the 20th of 2020. Again, Captain Strickler with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. What was the nature of that report?
This is when the defendant stated when she last saw Evelyn was with Ethan Perry on December the 26th of 2019, and she had not contacted law enforcement on the advice of her mother, Angela.
All right, so Angela Boswell, clear on the record, that is Megan Boswell's mother, correct?
Yes.
So this report has to deal with 2 things. One, the time frame in which she claimed she last saw the child, as well as implicating someone else in the disappearance. I mean, the fact that they were not looking at the child, correct?
Yes.
Count 12, another report made on February the 20th of 2020 to you, as well as Detective Matt Price with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office. What was the nature of that false report?
This was when the defendant stated her mother, Angela Boswell, had Evelyn Northwood.
And so again, she's implicated someone else in the disappearance of her child. Correct?
Yes.
Count 13, again on February the 20th of 2020, a report made to yourself as well as Detective Matt Price. What was the nature of that report?
This is when she stated that her mother, Angela Boswell, had Evelyn since mid-December, and that Angela refused to tell the defendant her location, Evelyn's location, and she didn't call the police because she was afraid, the defendant was afraid that Angela would harm Evelyn.
So again, she's given false information about the time frame in which she last saw the child, as well as implicated someone else having custody.
Correct.
Count 14, again on February 20th of 2020, statement made to you as well as Detective Matt Price. What was the nature of that false report?
This is when the defendant said her mother, Angela, had taken Evelyn and would return Evelyn to the defendant because she owed the money and would not return Evelyn until the money was paid.
Count 15, statement made the next day on February 21st of 2020. That statement being made to you as well as Detective Matt Price. What's the nature of that false report?
This was her discussing that, again, Angela had Evelyn at an unknown location, and the defendant had attempted to locate Evelyn, but she did not know where she was and didn't have any additional information.
And then the last two, count 16, false report made on February the 23rd of 2020. The statements being made to Agent Chris Wellpoy was the TBI. What's the nature of that?
This is when the defendant said that, again, Angela had Evelyn Boswell and had given Evelyn to an unknown or unnamed person, and that Evelyn was safe and would have a better life with this unknown person.
So this is yet another count where she is implicated someone else has custody of the child.
Yes.
And finally, count 17, false report made on February 25th of 2020 to Detective Jonathan Licklider, Robert Clemens, as well as Agent Brian Fraley with TBI. What's that false report?
This is when she did say she was aware that Evelyn was dead. However, she told the story that it resulted from either her or Hunter Wood, who was over the child while sleeping, but she did not know the location of Evelyn's body.
So this was her attempt to explain, I guess, the fact that she was responsible for the death of the child.
Yes.
So these false reports kind of cover a number of topics. She implicates others in the disappearance. She gave false information about who had the child, where the child was. Is that right?
Yes.
And ultimately, she blamed someone else for the child's death. Is that right?
Yes.
You mentioned earlier a number of these false reports relate to giving information about the child being with either parent. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you see evidence during your investigation of her telling this false report or false information to other individuals?
Yes.
And where did you see that?
Text messages or Facebook messages, as well as Twitter statements.
And who were the people that she was telling this to?
The first statement located was to an individual named Haley Sparrow, I believe.
Was this a friend from a friend name?
With her classmate in school.
Did she make this statement to family members?
Yes, it was the story she's telling to her family about why Evelyn was not present.
So the false information that she was telling you all in February when you were doing this investigation, this was the same false information that she'd been telling family and friends for several months, correct?
That's correct.
And again, this information that you're getting in the investigation, it's based upon your interviews with the defendant, Meg Boswell, right?
Yes.
So you're getting all of your information directly from her.
Yes.
And you mentioned this evidence that you all found on your review of the social media and digital evidence. When did that begin? Were you able to figure out the time frame that she began to tell this false information to her friends?
Yes, around first week of December 2019.
All right. And I know we've got a copy of the presented evidence. The offense date for when you believe that the child was murdered, that was early December 2019, correct?
Yes.
So this would have been about the same time period that the child was given.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned that you reviewed the social media evidence. In going through this, she had family and friends that she was talking to somewhat regularly during this time period, right?
Yes.
Was there discussion, talk about Evelyn at that time?
There was.
And despite all that, no one, none of her family, none of her friends made a report that Evelyn was missing or they had concern about her until that February 18th date. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. Do you know why that was?
Hi, Tomboy. Hi, Christy.
Let me ask you this, Aiden. After you reviewed this material, these text messages, social media posts, as well as the interviews that you conducted with various witnesses, did you reach a conclusion about how long the defendant had been telling this false information?
Yes, since around the first week of December.
And again, that was along the same lines as the time in which the child was last seen alive and believed the child was murdered.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Right. And as you kind of went through your investigation and learned that the information that she told you, as well as the information she was telling her family and friends, was not true, did you reach a conclusion about who was responsible for the child's death?
Yes.
Who's that?
The defendant, Meg Boswell.
Based on your training and experience as an investigator with TBI, did there appear to be common threads in regards to these false reports?
Yes.
What was that?
They seem to deflect attention or suspicion away from the defendant.
And again, all these officers, all this information was coming from the defendant.
Yes.
That's all the questions that I have.
Before we start this, in motion, one, two, three, four, Judge, I object. I mean, essentially our motion focuses on false reports. Judge, so it's basically the motion for the court. The oral amendment, I'd say, the motion for the court is that you're asking counts 6 through 17. Those are the counts we have a concern with. Judge Jim was put on the proper.
If you ask questions,
but I don't have any questions. I see Brax's testimony. It's all the decision proper, so the court can make a determination on this. So we're not crossing it. Be approved.
No, I approve the statute. It's set forth in the response to the file to the defendant's motion. There's a 3-part test that the state has to meet after the defense objects and moves to sever under Rule 14. The first part of that is to show that these offenses are part of a common scheme of plan. And the state would allege and assert that basically the plan in this case was 2 parts. One was a plan by the defendant to prevent the discovery of the victim's body. And then secondly, to escape prosecution for the abuse and murder of a child. You've heard evidence and testimony here today from Agent Kratz that the defendant began spreading this misinformation, began telling false reports to everyone, family, friends, anyone who asked, about where Evelyn was at or near the time of when this murder was committed, which was back in December of 2019, which would have been 2.5 months before law enforcement was ever involved. He was able to determine this through the witness interviews that they were conducting, the review of social media accounts, text messages. It was clear to him what she was doing. Basically, what she was doing was trying to deflect attention from the fact that her child was dead. And so she's telling family and friends, custody of the child is with Wthr. My mom has her. My mom told me not to follow these reports. And this information was consistent. Information from them, same thing she was telling law enforcement. And she's doing this from December 2019 all the way up to and continuing to this time in February where law enforcement first gets involved. She's getting false information about who had a child, false information about the last time that she's seen the child alive. She's blaming, implicating others in the disappearance of the child. And then ultimately, in the final false report, she implicates someone else in the death of the child. So all this evidence is inextricably intertwined together. And it clearly shows a plan on her part. That plan is to deflect attention away from herself, away from the fact that this child is missing and dead. And then ultimately, it's an attempt to keep law enforcement from being able to charge her and eventually prosecute her. These acts are linked in time, they're linked in place. So we would argue that they are part of this common plan. I think an argument can also be made, Judge, that they're in some ways part of the same transaction. I don't think that's a strong argument, but I think in some ways this was really a continuing transaction that began when she murdered the child and continued up until the time that law enforcement got involved. The second prong the finding the court has to make is that the evidence of these false reports is relevant and admissible in the trial of the remaining offenses. Now, case law shows that you can use this type of evidence to show motive, to show intent, to show guilty knowledge, and show absence of mistake or accident. The fact that the defendant was repeatedly supplying false information to law enforcement when they are investigating the disappearance of her child is clearly relevant to show the defendant's state of mind at that time. It shows her guilty knowledge. It goes all the way back from December through February regarding the murder of her child. And then and again, it goes to these efforts, the intent that she had, which was to divert law enforcement from ever discovering the body in the first place. The third prong that the state has to show is that the probative value of the evidence of these other evidence, of the other offenses, the false reports, is not outweighed by prejudice. And this is the element that Mr. Sproles addressed with the court initially in his opening comments. And the state would respond this way. The probative value of these reports is extremely high. Obviously, they deal with the facts that Megan Boswell was actively covering up the disappearance and murder of her child for 2.5 months before law enforcement got involved. They show her state of mind. They show the guilty knowledge that she had about it. Now, obviously, a jury being told that she's giving false information to law enforcement is not going to reflect well on her character. That is a given. But the crimes themselves, the false reports, and felony murder, aggravated child abuse, aggravated child neglect, abuse of the courts, those crimes are not similar in nature in any way. So there's very low propensity, if they hear evidence that she has lied to the police, there's not a propensity to believe that just because someone lies to the police, they're going to go out and murder a child. The two crimes are not similar in nature. So the state would argue that because of that, the probative value is not outweighed by the prejudice. Finally, Judge, if I could, I'm going to pass up a copy of the case, which is State versus Force. It's a 2008 case, and I believe this is the case which is most similar to the situation that the court's dealing with here today. And that was a case that the Court of Criminal Appeals held that where you had a common plan or scheme, which was basically a defendant who was trying to escape prosecution for the underlying crime, that could constitute a common scheme plan. And the facts of that case are actually not as strong as the facts in this case. What happened in that case, the defendant was arrested and charged with prescription fraud. 2 weeks later, at a preliminary hearing, the defendant threatened a witness who testified against him at a preliminary hearing. So as a result of that, the state charged coercion of a witness and retaliation for past acts. And despite the fact that you made a clear break in time for these offenses, the court held that the second set of offenses was clearly part of this plan on the part of the defendant to escape prosecution and being convicted of those initial charges for the prescription fraud. We've got a very similar situation here, but the facts in our case are even stronger because we don't have that break. You heard from Major Grass. After the murder occurred, these false reports and these lies were being told almost instantaneously. So again, you've got all these.
In my opinion, he's sitting there thinking, "Oh shit, Batman."
False reports that are being made by the defendant, and they're for the sole purpose of trying to avoid the body being discovered, the crime being detected, and ultimately her being able to be prosecuted for the abuse and murder of her child. And again, she's been spreading this information almost from the get-go, so we don't have that break in time. Based on that, Judge, it's the state's argument here today that we have met the 3 prongs that require under rule to keep all these counts consolidated, and the state would ask that you deny the defense motion to sever count 1 through 4.
Judge, Joe Harper argues that the probative value of this information is high. So is the prejudicial effect. Major Grass's testimony very clearly focused the court's evaluation here on that part of the 3-prong test. And I urge the court, keep in mind what we're asking for here, Judge. We're not asking to suppress that evidence that Major Grass testified in either of the trials. All we're saying is that the false report charges should be severed and tried separately. And as I said early on, the question of whether what we're trying to avoid is a situation where the jury can say she's been found guilty of filing a false report in these counts, so therefore she has to be guilty of the murder. So it doesn't mean they can't present that evidence in both trials. But the prejudicial problem there is the fact that she didn't try it went to trial for those false reports as well. The jury, we believe our assertion is that makes the prejudicial effect higher than the probative value of the evidence. And once again, I'm not saying they can't present that evidence. We're saying there should be 2 trials.
In my opinion, he's trying to do damage control. They don't want this evidence brought up in front of the jurors to show the character of the mother.
You're agreeing that the evidence of false reports is relevant to the murder. You're just saying that prejudice. That's our argument. And just to clarify your board, the evidence of false reports is sensitive. So we're not saying it is that. We're just saying the false reports should be considered.
Okay, so let me rephrase since he did. He's stating he doesn't think that the false report should be included in the same setting, the same courtroom, in my opinion. Like I said, guys, I'm planning on running this on the live so we can discuss this together.
We could address the issue. We submitted. I don't know if it's scheduled. I think it's probably some deadline, so check on that. We'll figure that out. I think discussing the schedule order. I don't think it can move around. Yeah, I don't care.
No, we do not. What I was suggesting, I think the next day we have is July. What I was suggesting, we have 2 things. The one piece of evidence is in the process of being analyzed. We're taking that shortly. We have another piece of evidence that's in the very beginning process of being analyzed. So we have those 2, I think, things that we have to provide for stuff. Other than that, I think we complete.
Okay, so I think this is important because a lot of us that are following and listening to the Evelyn Boswell and are interested in these cases on these kids in Tennessee is that listen to what the man just said. They're still processing evidence from this case.
All the other stuff. We also have a couple of motions out there, ones that aren't photographs. So we thought that maybe we could take Things will come out of the results of the testing of these two pieces of evidence, and maybe a motion regarding photographs appeared between now and July. Well, particularly, I don't know what Mr. Cole's reaction to these two pieces of evidence analyzed results will be. But I think we probably should have a motion between now and July as a status, or maybe to hear motions.
Good night, Mr. Glover.
We both filed a motion regarding these pictures. I think with rather short amount of time, we'd be prepared to argue that motion. I think it's somebody to July.
We have selected photographs, tested. We also will have an amended supplemental motion of response, and hopefully also by that time we'll have the results back to the lab. And so we can first Mr. Scrolls and determine what significance they have in this trial and this trial.
And we do get the photos and provide us, so we have different on here. So, as far as I get I can't even say that everyone finish on stuff. We don't have all day.
First, I guess the other thing is we keep the one in July and we get the results, we come to court.
In just a moment, you'll be hearing from three speakers: District Attorney General Barry Stavis, Sullivan County Sheriff Jeff Cassidy, and TBI Director David Rout. We also want to thank Special Agent in Charge Joseph Carrico with the FBI for being here today and for the FBI's assistance during the search for Evelyn, as well as their support throughout the investigation. Please understand that the information you are about to hear is the extent of what we can provide at this time in order to preserve the integrity of the case. For that reason, we will not be opening the floor to questions once the speakers are finished. General Stavis.
Good afternoon. This afternoon, the grand jury of Sullivan County returned a true bill of presentment charging Megan Boswell with a total of 19 counts. There were 2 counts of felony murder, perpetration of aggravated child abuse, and 1 in perpetration of aggravated child neglect. 1 count of aggravated child abuse, 1 count of aggravated child neglect, 1 count of tampering with evidence, 1 count of false report, 12 counts of false report, 1 under suspicious or unusual or unnatural circumstances. The next hearing date is August the 28th in criminal court, Sullivan County, and the bond on this case currently is $1 million.
Thank you, General Stavis. Baby Evelyn's body was found on March 6th. Since that time, my detectives, TBI agents, and the DA office have worked tirelessly conducting interviews, combing through evidence, and establishing a timeline in order to determine the circumstances leading to Baby Evelyn's death. As a result of false information given by the defendant, along with misinformation circulated in the community, there's been a lot of confusion in the case. I want to be clear when I say that after an extensive and thorough investigation, other individuals were eliminated as suspects, and Megan Boswell became the sole suspect in this case. My office has received dozens of calls and messages over the last several months from concerned residents wanting to make sure that we had not forgotten about Baby Evelyn. I assure you we haven't, and we won't. I want to express my sincere appreciation to those residents who have shown their support throughout this process. We've received foods, cards, prayers, many encouragement, and we appreciate that more. I know many of you still have a lot of questions in this case. Please know that we can't speak the evidence gathered during this investigation because this case now has to be prosecuted. We are determined to make sure that justice is served for Baby Evelyn. Thank you. I'll now turn it over to Tennessee Bureau Investigation Director David Rout. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office, the District Attorney's Office, and the FBI for their partnership in this case. This case is yet another example of the excellent collaborative efforts of law enforcement in Upper East Tennessee, and quite frankly, throughout the state. Every single person who worked on this case.
Investigation since its inception has been excellent. The working relationship with our office and the TBI, the Sheriff's Department, and the FBI. And at this point, as the Sheriff pointed out, we're just in the beginning stages of the investigation. And at this point, we're just going to continue working. There's a lot of work to still be done. And at that, we will evaluate our case and what we're going to do next after we conclude.
Of the Tri-Cities tonight, you heard different agencies.
Okay, so he's just going to tell you about what this was going on here. I'm not going to run that. So if you guys want to run it, like I said, I'll include all the links. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this video up. Try to label all these. So let me go ahead and pull this one up. Let's see what this is.
Well, happening now, the mother of a missing 15-month-old in custody this morning. The Sullivan.
This is when they arrest Megan. This is 1 minute and 39 seconds for those that don't want, like I said, to hear the graphic of this case.
County Sheriff's Office has charged 18-year-old Megan Boswell. Her daughter, Evelyn Boswell, was reportedly last seen nearly 2 months ago.
Heather Wallaga in studio with what we are learning about this arrest on this Wednesday morning. Good morning.
Russell and Abby, good morning. Megan Boswell was arrested last night on 1 count of false reporting. The TI says they've received more than 500 tips, but there have been no credible sightings of her daughter, Evelyn. Detectives say Boswell provided a number of conflicting statements. After further investigation, officers discovered some of the information she gave was false. Earlier yesterday, we heard from her about wanting to find her daughter.
Just to bring her back. There's $56,000 in reward money, you know. We all just want the baby back.
In that interview, Megan also revealed she's pregnant again. She's being held in the Sullivan County Jail on a $25,000 bond. Here's what we know about other people in this investigation. Evelyn's grandmother, pictured here, Angela Boswell, was arrested in North Carolina for stolen property. The car she was driving was listed as stolen. Boswell was arraigned in court in Sullivan County but didn't enter a plea. She is due back in court on March 4th. And Evelyn's father, Ethan Perry, is talking about his missing daughter for the first time, saying he's concerned for her safety and is keeping close tabs on the investigation. He says he wants to keep his privacy as the case progresses. Meantime, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is asking everyone to submit tips to their hotline. If you've seen Evelyn, call 1-800.
And she's just going to go on talking about baby Evelyn. Now, I did want to include this video. This is just for information purposes of the type of people that were around baby Evelyn when this was all taking place, guys. And again, this is just for informational commentary purposes only.
Now, new this afternoon, the ex-boyfriend of Megan Boswell was arrested last week. Police say Preston Hunter Wood was involved in a DUI crash at hospital. Woman. Reportedly, Wood was placed under arrest after.
And I'm going to include some information on all of these characters in this case as well.
He performed poorly on sobriety tests. Authorities say he also did not have car insurance. Wood was charged with driving under the influence, aggravated assault, resisting arrest, and failure to comply with financial responsibility. No other information about the crash victim is available.
Guys, I'm going to bring up.
Hey, Mom, check back chat.
Be right back here. And some good music for us to listen to. This, like I said, I am going to go ahead and share this guy, and I'll put his link in the description. I'm so sorry. This is Dad Jackson, my city, Paducah, Kentucky.
Yeah, we're not going to listen to that. I think this is the short video.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere there's a whole video.
I couldn't tell how long. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the short one.
I couldn't tell how long it was.
Oh, you found it. I'd be fucking damn. Hang on.
I did?
Let it fucking load here. Yep. It's gonna load. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Here we go. What a fucking shit show. Man, there's no audio. How is there no fucking audio?
There was audio when I played it a
This
minute
is
ago.
it. But for some reason, my computer won't pick up the fucking audio. Mm-mm.
So that must be the same one there. Oh.
What you do is print options.
This is it, but for some reason there's no fucking audio.
I thought I heard audio.
It's probably my computer.
Oh.
I don't know what I did to my computer. Mm-mm-mm. Nope, there's still no audio. Oh, that's it, but it won't fucking play the audio. Will anything play the audio? Yep, that has audio. Girl, it beats the shit out of me. I don't know what the hell I've done to my computer. Oh, Lord. Phil. Trying to figure out why this doesn't have any audio. Camper done went through all the changes to find it for us. And now it won't fucking play. It's pissing me off so bad. Okay, play sound. I don't want that. Fuck your ride.
Does it seem to be just that video?
So you're in your house. You're not alone. Go to your
I don't even know why this little screen's up here. Go away. Hi. Settings. Closed captions. Done. No audio.
Are you listening to it over there in the background?
No, I don't hear nothing.
Oh.
Of course, now it's just loading. Oh, shit, Phil. I'm just fucking everybody up tonight. Oh, come on, for fuck's sake. Yep, no audio. Can't hear anything. Don't know what the fuck's wrong with my computer.
I thought I heard him say, state your name.
I don't hear nothing. It's turned
I
all the
do.
way up.
I heard him.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can hear it on YouTube because I can't hear it on my side. Phil, can you hear it?
You stated your name. Where are you employed?
The chief medical examiner for Los Angeles County and medical director of the East Tennessee Vision Forensic Center in Knoxville, Tennessee.
And how long have you had that position, that title?
The acting chief since 2008, 2010, so 2 counts. But I've been in Knoxville since 2002 and started working there as assistant medical examiner.
I'll ask you about your education, come back to the table on information about your employment. Did you attend complete medical school?
Yes.
And where was that?
That was University of Rijeka, spelled R-I-J-E-K, in Croatia, 1986, 87. That's where I did my internship, and then that's where I worked as assistant assistant in Department of Pharmacology and Toxicology, where I taught medical students and did research for about 4 years.
And after you completed medical school, did you get additional education?
Yes, I relocated to United States, Chicago area in 1991. I had to complete my studies in pharmacology and neuroscience, and I obtained PhD in neuroscience and pharmacology at Loyola University Medical Center. And during that time, during the last 3 years of that, I also joined the Department of Pathology, where I started training in pathology, anatomic pathology, and neuropathology. And then last year was forensic pathology training at the County Office of the Medical Examiner in Chicago.
And are you board certified as a medical physician, as a medical doctor?
Yes, I'm actually licensed to practice medicine in the state of Tennessee. I have active license here. I have inactive license in Illinois. And then I'm board certified in anatomic pathology and forensic pathology.
And are you in, do you have membership in any medical related societies?
Yes, mostly related to pathology. CAP or College of American Pathologists, ASCP, which is the American Society of Clinical Pathologists, Forensic Pathology Society are mainly Academy of Forensic Sciences and the National Association of Medical Examiners, and also belong, and I'm actually of the Board of Directors for the Knoxville Academy of Medicine, and also I was the delegate for the Tennessee Medical Association.
You've published numerous articles regarding the field of pathology, is that correct?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, you've also had a presentation regarding asphyxia in children, is that correct?
Yes, and the presentation on the strangulation cases.
And you stated where you're employed, and you specialize in a particular field of medicine in that area, within that job and that job title.
Right, that my subspecialty is actually forensic pathology, and that's where I'm also certified in.
And if you would explain what is forensic pathology and what do you do as a forensic pathologist?
Forensic pathology is a subspecialty of anatomical pathology, which deals with examination of tissues and organs taken during surgery, rendering diagnosis, anatomic diagnosis for different illnesses, from infectious diseases to cancers. Forensic pathology actually deals with the performance of autopsies and medical legal death investigation. Medical legal death investigation in the sense that the knowledge how to approach forensic case starts at the scene with the scene investigation, medical legal scene investigation. And then the forensic pathology takes that information along with the postmortem examination, which frequently is a complete autopsy, accompanied by ancillary studies to answer the question to what really happened, what the cause and manner of that is. And forensic pathology actually really focuses on cases when the death is sudden, unexpected, without medical attendance or due to violence.
And have you been qualified and testified as expert in the field of pathology and as in the role of a forensic, as a medical examiner?
Forensic pathologist, yes.
And in Tennessee?
Yes, many counties, because we cover about 23 surrounding counties.
That would be Knox County, Northeast Tennessee, and in Sullivan County, have you been qualified previously?
Yes, actually, I've been here a couple of cases, yes.
So, Your Honor, you do have the stipulated CD, which also has more detailed publications and societies and other information. This time, we would move.
We're going to save that because I'm going to see if I can't get somebody to help me do the audio booster thing. Thank you for finding it, Kimber. Like I said, Makey found it earlier and I couldn't get it to work because I think I've done something to my computer over here pushing fucking buttons. This is why we don't push buttons.
Well, is that the one Mackie found too?
I don't know. I'll have to check the link. Let me check.
Because I found that one on the internet itself.
On the internet?
On the internet itself.
Let's see. Boswell died of asphyxiation. Yep.
But I can hear him better than I can her. But I don't think she's sitting too far back from the microphone. Because she's sitting, you know.
Yep, this is the same one.
She's sitting back like she's on vacation.
Yeah, this is the same one, but I still don't have any audio on it either. I don't know what the hell I did to my computer over here trying to fucking get shit to load on it.
But it's weird that you can hear it on your phone and not your computer.
Mm-mm. It just asked thistle. Right. Right. I'm with you, Phil. There's no
See,
not much on the PC, barely at all. I've got externals fit to max, so I can clearly hear earbuds.
See, and I can hear it. I don't even have buds on them with my Droid, and I can hear it fine on my phone. Except for her, I can hear it fine, but I think she's lower than he is because, like I said, she's too far away from the microphone.
I'm gonna get one of these techie people to freaking do a Discord with me, and you know what I mean, like a video chat Discord, and get that booster thing, and then we'll give it a try when we get that, because I'd really like everybody to hear that clearly.
Yeah, like I said, he's fine, but she's more muffled. But like I said, she should be up closer to that microphone if she's gonna talk.
Good Lord, Phil. Phil said I'd ask Nightbot, but
He's about
He's
used
used to
to flashing his
his
hardware.
hardware.
Good Lord.
Yeah,
Well,
the
I
other
appreciate
feeds,
you tolerating it.
the other feeds work. She hadn't had any trouble with the other feeds. It's just that one.
Yep. It's just the one that don't want to fucking load right. Pull up a Karen Reed here, and for comparison, Phil, I'm already frustrated.
Lord, don't ask her to pull up a Karen Reed.
Mm-mm-mm. I think we're gonna wrap it up tonight, Kimber. If you're up to it and I'm up to it, we'll try again tomorrow. See if I can't get one of these technical savvy people to help me figure out one of them booster thingies.
Yes, and I'm glad we touched on Hayden and got Hayden's name out there tonight.
Yeah,
That's
me
just
too.
that's just such an odd case. I mean, how could you not say, hey, I haven't seen him in this amount of time?
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could have happened. What that one person on Facebook said could have happened. Or, like I said, they found him and his son in a room with a hotel room with heroin. So he could have gotten into his daddy's drugs.
Yep.
There's a whole lot of things that could have happened. So, but I take some of that. But now I do know that they would not have taken a piece of the floor without some probable cause.
Yep, they don't just rip up the floor.
Reason to believe something happens. They would not just be going in there cutting up floor. No.
Nope,
So,
I fully agree with you.
But I mean, how do you not see a kid for 2 or 3 years and then go, well, we haven't seen him?
I don't understand it either. That's why I said I'm not family shaming, but I just, no, ma'am, that's not how you do little babies.
And then, like I said, his father very probably took the entire secret of what happened to him to his grave with him.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, I think that the police might be able to bits and pieces put it together? Maybe. Possibly. I don't know.
And I'm scared we won't know.
Right. And that's a very good possibility that they won't know. Should they have reunified him with an addict? And I'm not addict shaming, but if his father was not clean and then they find him in a hotel room with his father with heroin, oh, but let's give him back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How much sense does that make?
So I don't agree with reunification. It's too damn.
No. And like I said, if they can follow you with your driver's license from state to state to state, and they can pull you over and run your driver's license and tell if you've got a warrant anywhere in the United States, then they can link that CPS somewhere. They can link that CPS DHS somehow, some way.
I agree. I don't see why it's not included in NCIS. It's not like we don't have a whole fucking system.
Right. Because just like you said, that's how a lot of them get away with it. Mm-hmm. They'll pick up and move to a new city, new state, new. And I mean, heck, they don't even have to move to a new state. They can just move to a new city. Because apparently it's not tracked city to city either.
It's crazy.
New city, whole new CPS. So they don't track it. And then here you go, pulling up, you know.
It's fucking insane, man. Absolutely insanity. The whole thing just pisses me off.
Well, you know, start making child abusers put a sign in their yard like they do. Start making child abusers register like they do RSOs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on now. Make them register.
I agree 100%.
That's one way to keep track of them.
Mm-hmm.
If they move to a new city and they don't register, I mean, because if a RSO moves from here and goes to another state, he's still got to register.
Yep. You know, Florida's trying to abolish that, where they don't have to register anymore. They're saying it's a infringement of their privacy.
If they're an RSO, they shouldn't have any privacy.
I agree.
I'm sorry, and I realize, don't get me wrong, because I'm going to play devil's advocate here. I realize that there are cases where there have been 15, 16-year-old girls who have told, you know, an 18-year-old or whatever that they were older than they were, or a 19-year-old, or maybe even a 20-year-old, you know, that they were older than what they were. Mm-hmm. And things have happened, and, you know, then, you know, the parents say statutory grape, and then, you know, then they have to register because of that. Do I think that's correct? Absolutely not. I'm sorry, I don't. And that's me playing devil's advocate because I know it does happen.
Right.
And I don't think that's right.
No, I think they can do something, though. They could do like age groups or something. I don't know.
Right.
Depending on charges. And, you know what I mean?
Right. But, you know, and I mean, there's a lot of people that probably disagree with me on that, but, you know, it does happen. But it's one thing for them to groom them and there's a lawyer, multi-property owner, landlord who would employ many of the local young men and have them maintain, repair, and remodel his properties.
Bill's telling us a story.
Yes, he is. Yes, she is. I mean, you can't find young boys willing to work. Oh, Lord.
Mm-mm-mm.
He was the greatest.
See, people like that ought to be burned at the stake if I had my way.
He would defend the parents in court. Oh, no. Mm-hmm. He was the greatest. I watched that show on the Catholic Church one night. It was horrendous. I can't remember what the name of the show. Huh?
That'll give you nightmares.
Girl, I couldn't believe he would allow leniency where he could.
Mm.
Coulds in parentheses, so this isn't good. But yeah, I watched that show on the Catholic Church one night, and you would not believe at the end all the Catholic churches, and there were a couple listed from Nashville. Yeah, that's what I figured was coming.
Oh, God.
Of those young men, probably of the young boys that were willing to work for him, right, Phil?
Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm. That's why when Derek, I let him have a Facebook, I think, when he was, because, you know, it was new and he wanted one. I think he was 13. I had I had every password. I had all of his passwords. Mm. And I checked to see who he was talking to. Just like when he had a phone. I was subject to take it out of his hands and look at it anytime when he was younger. Now I can't because he pays for it. It's his own phone, so, you know, I can't take it out of his hands. He's a grown-ass man, but it's his phone.
Still make though.
Oh, yeah, I want to snatch that some bitch out of his hands, but I can't do that anymore. Oh, my goodness, they were both RSOs, too.
Mm.
It wasn't until after they were working for me that I learned they, too, were both. Oh, my goodness.
People are fucking sick.
Yeah. And it's scary if you ever look on one of those websites to see the RSOs that are around you. Man.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what the crap? So many men and boys in my town were victims. He lost his bar license. And see, they protect them in prison.
Yep, they sure
They
do.
put
They
'em-
give them separate and everything else.
Yeah, they put them with their own kinds. It's just like Monster Boswell. She'll be protected in prison.
Yep, that's what's
She'll be
sad.
she'll be put with other people that have harmed their children.
Mm-hmm.
She won't be put in general population.
Oh Lord. Mm.
He was.
Mm. Mm. Nope. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you, Kimber, for coming up. Sorry it was such a shit show.
Oh no, I thought it was fun. Little hiccups are gonna happen, but I will.
I'm just
Yeah,
been
just
so stressed out this week. Just
I know.
fed over to trying to do stuff.
But yeah, hopefully, you can figure out and get some audio so that link will work for you, and then we can listen to her first.
I'm gonna work on that, and yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't get one of these tech savvy peoples to help me out tomorrow.
All right, honey. Well, I will talk to you tomorrow.
Okie dokie.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Remember, you guys, if you see something, say something. We never give up. It takes a village to raise a child. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.